Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the MIGHTYcast, and I am joined by the great RG3 Robert Griffin III. Man, I appreciate you coming on the podcast. I appreciate you and the wife making the drive down, and it's good to see you again. How's life?
Life is great. The drive was smooth.
Yeah.
And you came on our show, so we figured a little 2.5 hour drive from the Woodlands, not that big of a deal to be here for the GOAT. Appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate that. I want to jump right into it. When growing up, I never watched football because I was always in a house with a mom and no dad, right?
Yeah, you watching Lifetime movies.
Watch Lifetime movies. Oh, Jesus, man. Don't get me fucking started, man. Run, girl. Like, Mom, she can't fucking hear you. And you deaf anyway, so what you talking about?
The dads are terrible. They're hitting them. They're killing them. They're cheating. They're doing the whole thing. So I never really grew up watching football until I think it was a little bit, in high school. I played football in middle school and high school. And then after, I feel like a little bit after high school, I really started getting watching football. Just didn't have a team I would pick, but I remember watching you, and the biggest thing that shook me about football was like when you got injured, right? That was the first, obviously you were doing all the amazing shit you were doing, but once you got injured, I was like, oh fuck, man, RG3 is injured. And they kept forcing you to play. This is me on the outside looking in, right? I'm with you.
Like they're like, oh, he has a knee injury. Put his black ass back in. I'm like, the motherfucker's injured. And you played injured, right?
Yeah.
I'm jumping past a whole bunch of shit, but that was the first thing that came to mind. I was like, why'd they play that motherfucking injured?
Yep.
Like, talk to me about like you at that point in your career.
Yeah.
When you're forced to play injured, because I believe it was an ACL injury.
Yep, ACL.
ACL. Talk to me about that, because that's an injury that a lot of people don't come back from.
Yeah.
And it's hard even because the movement you're doing as a quarterback, you're going lateral, you're going forward, you're going backwards, while lifetime trying to keep motherfuckers off you.
Yeah. I would say, to incorporate both MMA and football here. When you're in the ring, you're in the octagon. It's a fight.
Yep.
And you're fighting for your life.
Yep.
Right. If you go in there not fighting for your life, that other guy could potentially kill you.
Yeah.
You might not just lose the fight. You could potentially lose out on opportunities if you're not in there protecting yourself. So as a football player, I always went into every game and every situation thinking to myself, I have to fight for my life every single time I'm out there on the field. What a lot of people forget is that I actually tore my ACL the first time when I was in college. 2009. Came back from that injury. We ended up winning the Heisman 2 years later in 2011. And people forgot about it because, something happens, you have more success, they forget. So in 2012, we're having a great rookie year. Team is doing really, really well, and I get hurt, tear my ACL. I didn't tear my ACL yet. I tore my LCL,
which is the outside,
the outside ligament. And I missed 1 week and then came back. And when I came back, they weren't really forcing me to run a lot, but the coach, Mike Shanahan, and his son, Kyle Shanahan, kept coming to me every single week and saying, hey, we need you to run, 4 or 5 times just to keep the defense honest.
Yeah.
Now, as you probably saw, when I was running,
you were gone.
I was running fast, but it didn't look pretty when I was hurt.
Yeah.
And that's where everyone's like, why is he running? Why is he doing these things? For me, it was, I have to do this for my teammates, because MMA, tennis, golf, track, typically individual sports. In football, you're doing it for 10 other guys. So the game that you're probably referencing the most was the playoff game against the Seattle Seahawks in January 2013. And everyone in the world that was watching this game was saying what you're saying. What the hell are they doing? This young man, kid, 22-year-old is clearly hurt. They need to take him out of the game. And what I always tell people is, I was never going to take myself out of that game. That'd be like you being in the middle of a fight and Henry Cejudo hits you really hard and you're like, ow. Somebody save me, please. You're not going to do that. You might get poked in the eye. You might get a low blow. You're going to be like, I gotta tough it out. I'm going to take the 15 seconds or a minute and a half that the ref gives me, but I'm going to get back into the fight. But it's your corner's job. It's your coach's job to make sure they protect you from yourself. And to this day, it's 2025 now, And we are 12 years removed from that moment. To this day, I still get questions about my knee.
Oh, of course.
Random fan, hey man, how's your knee doing? I'm like, guys, that was 12 years ago.
Like, I think I did.
I'm good to go. We can run. I ran a 4.2 2 years ago. Like, but I understand it because that's all they saw.
Yeah.
And my only thing is moving forward, it's like, I would never want to put my own kid in that situation. If you're the coach, it's your job to protect the player. Understand the player is going to want to play. If you're wobbly after you get rocked, and you can't even find the stool between the rounds,
you're done.
Your coach has to be able to be like, okay, I know if he's like really hurting or if he's a danger to himself. And that's what Mike Shanahan and his son Kyle Shanahan and the organization didn't do for me at that time. They didn't protect me from myself. And at the end of the day, it altered my career forever.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's funny before you came here because my wife was literally talking about that game. She was, I remember, and when they played the Seattle Seahawks, and I was like, well, he didn't play for the Seattle Seahawks. She goes, no, I think it was when they're playing against them. And that was like obviously you did amazing things up to a point, but that was one thing. I'm like, this motherfucker's hurt. Get him out. Do you feel that they let you down? Like where you're like, dude, like you guys robbed me of what could have been. If y'all would have like, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Sit down. We'll get you next year, baby. Let's give second string a little chance to get beat up. Like,
I'm with you.
Do you feel like they robbed you of the years that you what could have been?
That's a great question, by the way. You kind of seamlessly moved through that. That was pretty good. DJ.
I'm trying to, I try to weave my.
That was pretty good.
Thanks,
the way you weave through that.
My wife, she kind of coaches me. She goes, babe, you disregard everything they say, and I'm like, well, babe.
No, it's great because it's a question that. As a man now, 12 years removed from the situation.
Because you're still fucking, we just played.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, man, you were moving. I was like, I'm 38, I still work out every day. And I was like, I'm in the wrong fucking, these motherfuckers still, everybody's athletic, right?
I'm 35 now.
Yeah.
And it's like being 12 years removed, you could probably, I feel like you would respect this answer. Do I feel like I was robbed of a potential Hall of Fame career? Yes. But do I think they robbed me of that? I think if I don't take responsibility and understand what happened to me, how I responded to what happened to me, then I'd just be scapegoating it. I'll never be that guy that's in the bar drinking a couple beers like, man, they just didn't like me. It was their fault. It's like, no, I understand what happened to me. I don't think I'd be in the position that I am, be the man that I am, be the father, the husband that I am today if that stuff didn't happen to me. What I wish in hindsight is that they would have protected me. That's it.
Yeah.
They didn't rob me of it. I don't look at it as woe is me. I'm enjoying what I'm doing now. I enjoy my life. Nobody has a better life than I have, right? That's the viewpoint I feel like you have to have. J. Cole says you can't really love another, you can't love anything unless you love yours. Yeah, absolutely. Right? Yep. So you have to love your life. So I love my life. I love my wife. I love my kids, my family, the structure. I love having conversations and getting to know you. Yeah. And, hopefully you'll be back at the Celebrity Sweat game next year, making it happen, having a good time. So I wouldn't sit here and say to you, they did this to me. It's like, nah, listen, I understand. I wish they would have protected me. They didn't. Yeah. Now what do? I have to make the best of the rest of my life. So if that's playing in a Celebrity Sweat flag football game and having fun, giving back to the military and showing everybody at 35, I can still play, then you just do that and you have fun with it. I'll always know what could have been, but I'll never rest on that and say, what was me? Yeah. That's fucking deep. Because there's a lot of people who get in your position like, y'all motherfuckers robbed me. Because now you look at the organization. Quarterback runs, slides, gets up, fucking 15. Oh my God. I'm like, we watching football or not? Oh man. And it's totally different spectrum now where it's like, when you were playing, it was like, we're going to need you to do this. We know you're hurt. We're going to keep forcing you to play. Look what happened. Now it's like if anybody, little boo-boo, could be not even the quarterback, could be the cornerback, could be the safety, wide receiver. The middle. Say, hey, come off. And do you think they're starting to do that now just because they want to protect the athletes more? Or do you think they got a lot of backlash from the previous athletes,
That's how I see it now. Because back in the day, you motherfuckers were getting hit, and it was like,
my gosh.
Woo, that's what's up. Walking, my kids play. He hit me. I was like, welcome to fucking football. I'm trying to get back that old shit. None of that new shit, right? Do you think now they're more on a mindset of trying to protect the assets and the players than it was in the past?
Yes, I do. And, you know, I've got a really great relationship with Troy Vincent, who's the, vice president over there at the NFL, you know, right directly under Roger Goodell. And they really focus on how do we make the game safer? Yep. Hey, back in my day, as soon as you say that, Troy's like, what is that? That back in your day, what does that even mean? Like, so you want them to have CTE, like some of our greats, like the Junior Seau's, who ended up committing, you know, taking their lives because of the head trauma. You want that for the next generation? Yeah. And I understand that. I also understand that it can be difficult for a football fan.
Oh, yeah.
If you, like, I think Kevin Hart did a skit, it's a hilarious skit, how the NFL wants you to tackle the quarterback. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And it was like, they pick him up, they pat him on the back like a baby. They put some pillows down on the ground. They lay him down there, and you can't like drive a shoulder or anything into him. But I grew up in a NFL that wasn't as, you know, destructive as Lawrence Taylor and those guys. Yeah. But when I played against the Cincinnati Bengals, they had a rule. Every time we did the zone read where the quarterback reads the defensive end, either takes it or gives it to the running back, every time we ran the zone read, they were going to hit me. And when I tell you, they hit me 35 times that game. Every time we did a handoff, whether it was a traditional handoff or a zone read handoff, the defensive end beeline for me and just kept smacking me, hitting me. I'm looking at the ref like, bruh, come on, man. Yeah. He's like, put your hands up after you hand the ball off, and then I'll call it. I hand it off, put my hands up. Boom, Michael Johnson, not the 400-meter runner, but the defensive end, Carlos Dunlap. They smacking me in the face, and I look at the ref, and he's like, I mean, technically it's legal. But now in today's NFL, you throw that ball across the middle, you know that the safety can't hit the wide receiver like they used to because they're going to get fined. And let me tell you, those fines, you're talking 30 grand.
Damn.
$30,000 for a fine. And you continue to get fined, they continue to add up to more money. So it's not like 30 grand and then the next week it's 30 grand again. No, it's 30. Now it's 50.
Damn.
Now it's 80.
Damn.
And I think they're doing that to protect the players. I actually believe their thought process is about protecting the players, but it's also to protect their money.
Yeah.
All right. These CTE lawsuits and the concussion lawsuits, and if they show that they're not looking out for the best interest of the players, former players are going to continue to sue them, and it'll look like they're not trying to take care of them. I think it was the movie that Will Smith had, Concussion, that led to a lot of the litigation against the NFL. So it's a double-edged sword. You already know this. Follow the money.
Yep.
And if it's affecting the money,
we got to stop that.
We got to stop that. Okay, so quarterbacks are getting hurt. Because y'all are driving them into the ground. We got to stop that. I got hit so hard by DeMarcus Ware. Dallas Cowboy defensive end. I handed the ball off on a run play, did a little boot out, just carrying out my fake. And he's looking at me. And I'm like, damn, good thing I don't got the ball. So then we come out the next play, and this time we fake it, and I actually have the ball on the boot.
Ball this time.
And I look over my shoulder, and I see DeMarcus Ware there. I'm like, oh, shit. The man hit me with his left shoulder. I throw the ball, get a completion, first down. He picks me up, jumps, drives his shoulder into my stomach, into the ground. If he did that today, he'd be in prison. Okay, because they don't allow the quarterbacks. They don't allow you to hit the quarterback like that anymore. Knocked the wind out of me. Hardest hit I ever took in the NFL.
Wow.
So part of me also believes like, hey, if I was playing in today's game, I would have a longer career.
Oh, of course.
The quarterbacks would have longer careers because they can't hit you as hard. They can't drive you into the ground. And I think that's because, you know, they make the most money. If quarterbacks are making $50-60 million a year,
of course, you're going to protect that.
You're going to protect that asset. So they're protecting the quarterback, and I understand it, but I can also feel for the defensive guys because they feel like they're out there playing patty cake.
Yeah, he's like, man, I can't do what I
was born to this.
Exactly.
I was born to hit. It's like, it's telling Justin Gaethje you can't just slang and bang.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Damn, that's fucking crazy. 30 grand? It's just right off the top, or is it a percentage of what your pay is? Or it's like, no. Oh, damn.
And that's a problem because you get into the preseason, right? when there's a lot of young players who aren't making millions of dollars a year, and they're getting fined in the preseason, and it's their entire game check.
Damn.
So they might go into the preseason, have a great game, 15 tackles, like, man, I'm making the team. They got 2 fines in that preseason.
And you're also cut, motherfucker.
You just played for free. You just played for free, buddy. Have some fun. And it's like, man, so sometimes we'll actually pay. We will pay those fines for them.
Oh, that's what's up, man.
Just so that they can enjoy the experience and not play fearful. Because it's a violent game.
Oh,
you don't go into the octagon saying, I am not gonna hit him in the face.
No, I'm going 110%. Like you sign a waiver, I sign a waiver, you don't get your show money. Don't worry. You'll get your little 50,000, 150,000. Yep. I'm going to try to eat all mine.
I'm trying to break your nose.
Yes,
okay?
exactly.
I'm trying to put a cave in the side of your forehead, okay? That you want the players to play that way. So we would pay fines for the younger guys. That way they could at least walk away with something and not leave the NFL owing the NFL money. Yeah. That's a bad situation.
That's fucking crazy. Yeah. That is crazy. All right. Well, I want to talk about your childhood. Yep. Right? Like, you're born in Japan.
Yes.
I mean, we talked about that. And being born in Japan, I believe one of your parents was in the military. That's why you were both of them were in the military. Now, being in Japan, how long were you in Japan for?
2.5 years.
2.5 years. And after that, where'd you go?
So, military kid. So I was born in Japan there for 2.5 years. Moved to Colorado. Not to Colorado, my bad. Moved to Olympia, Washington.
Olympia, Washington.
Yeah, so...
Okay, 253. That's where
there you go.
Okay.
So I moved to Olympia, Washington. So the first football game I ever went to was a Seattle Seahawks game. And Joey Galloway ran a punt return back for a touchdown in that game.
Was that where you fell in love before? You was like...
It's when I was like, whoa, what is this?
Okay.
Oh, wow. That guy, you can catch that and do that. And Joey was a special player. So moved there. And then my parents actually left and went to Korea. So they moved me and my 2 sisters into New Orleans, Louisiana with my dad's side of the family in the Iberville projects. So we experienced that for a year, moved around a bunch, went to Alabama, South Carolina, just moving with different family members. And then we found our way to Copper's Cove, Texas. And that's where I was able to go 1st grade through 12th grade. That's a blessing for a military kid.
Oh, yeah.
And really enjoyed that. So people are like, hey, where are you from? I'm like, well, I'm Blackanese.
Yep, okay? Blackanese, yep.
I'm Blackanese. I was born in Japan.
I got my Japan passport. Here you go, right here, motherfucker.
I did Taekwondo growing up, so a little bit of that Japaneseness, rubbed off on me. And I had the bandana, Bruce Lee-ing it up and everything. But I haven't been back to Japan yet. Yeah. And I want to go back.
They will love you there.
It's not even just like, hey, branding, marketing, whatever. Oh, no, it's the people. Yeah. I want to get back over there. I feel like it's in me, and I haven't been back since I was 2.5 years old. So I think that'd be a fun process.
Yeah, they'll love you over there. You would stick out like a sore thumb, like, look at this black 6'4" man. They'll be like, you do something, right? You do something. So... So from 1st grade to 12th grade was Texas. Okay. Yep. And the first time you saw football was when you were in Olympia, Washington. Yep. Now, what got you into football? Because I feel that there's a million people who play football, right? But it takes a certain person to realize that they're good at this, right? So what was the first time you started playing football? Talk to me about that.
Yeah. So I actually didn't play football until 7th grade.
Really?
So you hear all these stories. Oh man, I was a 5-year-old prodigy out there in Pee Wee, and I didn't do that. Partially because we couldn't afford it. I just told you we were in the Iberville projects with my dad's side of the family, and military families. I think there's a common misconception that you go in the military to get rich. That's not what happens. Or you go in the military and you're not poor. That's also not what happens. So my dad hates me when I say it, but we were a poor family. Yeah, and we could only afford Little League baseball and Little League basketball. So I didn't play Little League football. And so my first football experiences came on the playground. Yep. I played wide out. I was fast. I'm like, I want to run fast like Joey Galloway. Okay. I want to run fast like Andre Rison and Deion Sanders. Yeah. And then I quickly realized that at 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, there's really not any Peyton Mannings out there. Yeah. Nope. They can't throw the ball like that.
You're going to laugh at this. Keep going.
Okay. So I ended up switching at recess in 4th, 5th, 6th grade to playing quarterback because I played baseball. I was a pitcher. I was a shortstop. I played center field. I could throw it. I'm like, I ain't going to be out there running.
I'm done
running miles and not catching the ball because they can't throw it. So I'm going to just throw it. So then I go to 7th grade, and now football is a part of the school curriculum. And it's free. So I try out for the team. They tell me, you want to play running back? Because they know I'm fast. I'm like, no, I want to play quarterback. They're like, oh, you want to play wide receiver? I'm like, no. I want to play quarterback, coach. And they're like, okay, well, you're going to be on the B team if you play quarterback because we have this other kid who we know him. And I'm like, all right, cool. I was on the B team for 1 day, homie. 1 day.
Like, bring your ass over here.
I threw a 70-yard touchdown. They said, oh, he can play quarterback. Put me on the A team, starting quarterback. And it was this moment that I knew football might be something that I can be good at.
This was at 7th grade?
This is 7th grade. Wow. First game, we won 60-6. I threw 3 touchdowns, ran for 3 touchdowns. I looked at my mom and I said, I told you they wouldn't be able to catch me because the whole thing was I don't want you to go out there and get hurt and football is dangerous. And I said, Mom, they won't be able to catch me. She said, okay, sure. I got tackled 1 time in the game. We won 60-6. I was like, you know what? Maybe this is something that I should really pour myself into. Still wasn't convinced at that point. I was still doing basketball, running track, but that was my first football experience.
Wow. I got goosebumps because I feel now the stigma of sports today. If you want your child to be great, you start them early. I got Junior running, catching 100 balls. I got him doing the ladder drill. And don't get me wrong, I'm out there. I'm that dad. Like, you got to do, you got
to do something.
You got to do something, right? But it's because people always ask me, how did you know you're going to be great at a sport? I was like, I didn't, right? Like, me come from a military background. We traveled all over the place. Panama, fucking Lakewood, then finally we set place in, Parkland, and from 2nd all the way to, high school, I stayed there. And then I didn't start my martial arts journey until 8th grade in wrestling. We talked about your podcast. And for me, I'm like, when does an athlete know that they're going to be good in this sport? Were you tall at 7th grade? Were you tall? You was not tall, but you were fast.
So I can take you through that journey of it.
When did you hit your growth spurt? I'm still waiting on mine.
I hit my.
I don't know, I'm gonna lie to you. I felt bad in the celebrity game when I was covering Ross. I was like, Ross, and you were so tired. You were doing so much work.
I was.
We appreciate you.
Listen, I was trying to win. I'm like, and he was like, hey, Rob. I'm like, get over here. I got him. I'm not even a DB. I don't even play DB. We're going to make it happen.
I felt so bad. The look in your face, you're like,
I was so tired.
I know, man.
I was so tired.
I was like, fuck. So you weren't tall in 7th grade.
I was not tall. So, to kind of piggyback off of what you were saying before, because, we did the podcast with you on Out of Pocket. And we have these conversations about family and being an athlete. And one thing that Deion Sanders had told us was, a lot of parents, when they raise their kids, they act like they're raising themselves. And that's not what you're doing, right? You see it all the time. There's the crazy dad. He's in the stands screaming at his son. Now it's not fun for the son. Now the son's going to probably do everything he possibly can to not play that sport because dad is just nuts. Or they play it and they don't love it. So we talk about that on our show, about making it an environment where it's a growth environment. Okay. So we teach our kids all the things. They know how to play basketball. They know how to play tennis. They know how to play golf. They know how to swing a bat. They know how to run track. They know how to play flag football. And then whatever they gravitate towards, that's what we help them with. So for me, I always encourage everyone to play as many sports as they can. I ran track. I played basketball, and I played football. Played soccer routinely. Played baseball. Baseball was the first sport I ever played. And it's funny because I didn't specialize. I did not specialize in football. And even when I went to college, I didn't specialize.
Really?
A lot of people don't remember this because it's so long ago, right? But I actually ran track in college before I ever played football.
Wow.
I graduated early, but when it wasn't popular to do it. And I went to Baylor in the spring. So in January 13th is when I started college. And I ran track that spring and didn't play football until that fall.
Wow.
So I was a dual sport athlete even in college.
Which is unheard of.
It's very rare. You see guys do football, baseball sometimes,
but
very rare
in today's society.
Yes,
if they look back at the books. If I show my kids, oh, look at RG3, when he's having a podcast, he goes, oh, he played football when he was 2. And I'm like, no. He did multiple sports. He was very athletic. He played baseball, basketball, everything. And even when he went to college, did you get a full ride scholarship for football in college?
I was a full ride football. And then I got a little extra cheese for track because they give you the stipend money. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I missed that stipend money the rest of college because I wasn't running track after that. But I had a full ride scholarship. And then you go on a trip, you go to a track meet. I got $400 in my pocket. I'm like, oh, we balling, baby.
What y'all want? What you want? You want some? I get you. Hey, I got her too, man. But
now these guys got like millions of dollars. But like I was like, man, $400 extra. This is gonna be great. I can eat Subway sandwiches. You know.
Yeah.
But to answer the other question you had about my growth spurt.
Yeah.
So we talked about this.
Yep.
8th grade, I was 91 pounds.
Yep.
But I was 5'5".
Okay. And
I was dunking.
Damn.
Yeah, I had bunnies.
See.
And dude, I had the bunnies then, and I got the bunny now.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? In case you didn't know, yes, my wife is European. She's white.
Yeah.
So that's the bunny I'm referring to. But I was 5'5", 91 pounds.
Yeah.
And I hit my growth spurt my sophomore year of high school. So I went from 5'5" to about 5'11".
Damn.
And as you know, like, I don't know if you know. I don't know when your growth spurt happened or whatever, but when you have those big growth spurts, that's when like your bones start to hurt a little bit, and it's like what they call growing pains.
Yeah.
So I got to 5'11" when I was a sophomore, and then I started just incrementally growing from that point. So when I went to college, I was not as tall as I am now. I was right around 6'1.5".
Damn.
And then through college, I continued to grow, got to 6'2.5". And it was funny for me because the perfect height at that time for a quarterback was 6'2".
Wow, because you see over the D line.
And I was a 6'2". So to backtrack, I was a 5'11", 5'9" actually, my freshman year of high school, starting point guard on varsity. I was a 5'9", 110 hurdler, 4x4, long jump, high jumper on the varsity team as a freshman in high school. And I played freshman football. And then the next year, I was varsity basketball, varsity track. I was varsity football, but I was the backup. And I played 5 snaps maybe.
That's it?
The whole year.
As a sophomore?
Wow. Came back as a junior, starting on varsity for football, starting on basketball, starting for track. And we went to our first state championship in school history.
Wow.
We lost it.
Yeah, but you got there.
Got there. Came back the following year, varsity again, went to another state championship, lost it again. So it was tough for me, but we did win a state championship in high school. We won in track and field, not individually, but as a team.
As a team, yeah. Which is still a lot of people have to understand. It's like, okay, you're running the hurdles. Okay, I need you to get first place. You get a certain amount of points depending on if you're first, second, third, or fourth.
Yeah.
Fifth, they don't get nothing.
I don't know if the points are very, like it's 10 for first, 8, 6, 4, like it's very minimal.
I don't forget when I was in track, because I run the 3,200 and 1,600, right? Yep. And then he'll be like, hey, Demetrious, you got to get up and run. It was an old white man. And I would be fucking running, only black guy ahead. And next thing he goes, hey, we're going to need you to run the 4x4. I was like,
oh my God, everybody.
Like, 4x4. I was like, man, the fucking 400 meters, that's so. He goes, guess what? You're going to come in second because they ain't got nobody else. We need the points. I'm like, fuck, fine, I'll run it, right?
It's all about the points.
All about the points. So you, in my eyes, you were a genetic specimen, Mike. You're playing football. You're excelling in all the sports. Yep. You weren't just doing one thing. Now, when you're at that age, even in college or your whole entire time doing that, did you know you were more athletic than everybody around you?
I knew I was faster. Because even when I first started playing baseball, I hit a lot of in-the-park home runs before I got power.
Gotcha.
So I played baseball for 3 years, 6, 7, 8.
Yep.
By the time I was 8, now I had power. And it's kind of weird to say that.
Yeah, but no, I understand.
You grow inside the sport.
You grow into your body, and you was like, okay, this is how I leverage that, and
you make it happen. So at 6, I was slapper to second base, dodging guys inside the park home run. 7 years old, hitting it a little bit deeper. 8, I was actually able to start hitting them 150 feet and that type of stuff. So I knew I was faster, and I knew my work ethic was stronger. So a funny story, in my opinion, it's not really that funny because, you know, all of our stories are funny. But I get to Copper's Cove and I want to be the fastest kid in school. That's my goal. I want to be the fastest. I challenge every boy in the school to a race, first day of first grade. I got beat. I got like 4th or 5th. I'm like demoralized. Like, damn. Every day from 1st to 4th grade, I raced every kid every day.
Wow.
It wasn't until I got to 4th grade that I became the fastest in the school.
Damn.
From first to 4th.
All those years demoralizing, like,
I'm like, damn. I'm like, but I moved up though. I went from 4th to 3rd, 3rd to 2nd, and then 3rd and 4th. You know, the 3rd and 4th grade, I was really, this guy, his name was Robert Bradford. He's probably like, you know, shout out, homie. He was still faster than me. Got to 4th grade, first day of 4th grade, beat him. Never got beat again. So I knew I was fast. And then it was like, okay, well, the speed helped me in football when I started playing football. The speed helped me in basketball because even if I wasn't the most skilled early on, I could run past everybody with the dribbles and shoot layups and do all that. So speed actually helped me develop everything that I have. It's like, you know, Ryan Garcia, the boxer. He's just faster than everyone else.
So he, that blazing left hook, and he can get away with a lot of stuff because he has that speed.
And everyone's like, oh, but he leaves himself open when he throws the left hook. I'm like, yeah, but you try to see it. When he throws that jab. I mean, what's our guy's name that got knocked out by him?
Devontae Davis. Not Davis. Devin Haney.
Devin Haney was like, I could see the opening, but he was on the canvas. Right? By the time he could be like, I thought I threw it. No. You on the ground, homie. You out.
I thought I threw it. No, he threw that what I was looking for.
So that was my advantage. I was fast. And then I was able to build
off that.
To where you see me now, I'm 210 pounds, but I was able to build my strength and build my leg strength and build my upper body strength. But I was 91 pounds in 8th grade. So speed was my differentiating thing
from everybody else around.
And then I developed the skill.
Gotcha. Damn. Because, you know, I have 2 boys and they do sports, and I try to see what separates them from the other kids and what separates their kids from my kids. And I think Tyron, he has a work ethic. He has a weird strength about him, and he's tall. He's almost as tall as me. My wife says, babe, that's not a hard thing to do. And I'm like, damn, you always cut me down. She doesn't always cut me down, but I love how she does a little jabs. I was like, damn, babe, he's almost tall as me. I'm doing laundry. I'm like, I put his fucking pants on mine. I'm like, are these Tyrants? She goes, babe, that's not a good reference because Maverick and Tyron are almost as big as you. I'm like, she goes, he's large. He's, I was like, I gotta look at the fucking tags. I gotta start looking. So
short king season, man.
Yeah, that's right, babe. It is.
You know what I'm saying? It's always short king season.
So I always look at my kids. I'm like, okay, he has a work ethic. Maverick he's so technical. He can break things down very small, and for him, it's like, I just want to have a good time. I just want to have fun. And so I always wanted to ask somebody, what did they know was different for them, and for you was speed. Now, let's talk about you getting drafted to the NFL. Right? That's a big moment in everybody's life as a football player, I feel like, right? You get drafted. It's draft day. You got I'm sure you had a hat. You probably had 5 of them behind you.
You got it all picked out.
Like, here we go. Talk to me about that.
It's the experience of all the hard work you've put into something coming to fruition. So for you get, inducted into the One Championship Hall of Fame, right? That's a accumulation of all the accolades that you were able to accomplish, taking the risk of leaving the UFC and going to another promotion and being great in that promotion, right? For me, it was like those growing pains from when I went from 5'5" to 5'11". And I didn't know if I was gonna
do anything.
If I was gonna be able to do it, or like, are my ankles or is my back or whatever, am I gonna be okay? The ACL I tore in 2009. Going to Baylor University when everyone's telling me, no, you should go somewhere bigger because I was a big recruit, and like taking that risk, the sacrifices that my mom and dad made for me and my sisters, the sacrifices that my family made, the coaches that helped me get there, the teammates that I had in high school, because I always tell people, high school football, there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
Really, the friends you had in high school, there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
You grew from being an adolescent child
to
being a bigger adolescent child.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
To be a bigger child with them. But that bond that you have with those individuals is crazy. So when you're sitting there and you get drafted, it's like, yes, you're embarking upon a new journey.
Yeah.
And no, it's not over.
Yeah.
But yes, you did make it. And there's only so few people who get drafted.
Yeah.
There's only so few people who get drafted second overall in the NFL draft. And in that moment, I just tried to embrace and reflect on that, knowing that it wasn't about me. It was about everybody that helped me get to that point. And I feel like that's why you see guys cry.
Yeah.
You see guys, big smile, you hugging a guy that you don't even know. Roger Goodell, commissioner, comes out there and he's like, welcome to the NFL. And you hugging this man like you've known this man for 15 years.
Yeah.
Because you've played that moment over and over and over in your head. So you got that fly suit, you got the bling bling, like bling bling, you know what I'm saying? And you're enjoying it in the moment, because as soon as you get off that stage and you finish those interviews, it's back to work.
Yeah. I feel like as we're sitting here talking, I feel like you're very selfless. Like I'm meaning that like you acknowledge everybody who's helped you get to this point in your life, right? Like talk about the coaches, you talk about your parents making the sacrifice. Where does that come from? Right. I sit here and I'm like, man, this man's always referring to people who you refer to people who got you where you are now, right? Like, where does that come from? Like, that's something that's not where you taught that, but I feel like you genuinely care about everybody who's got you to the point where you are now and made you the man you are right now.
No, I do. And I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, I feel it. I'm like, this
that's unprompted. So
yeah,
I didn't pay him to say that.
No, I'm sitting there I'm sitting there. I'm like, man, this motherfucker is kind. He thinks about the people that got to him where he is, and even the experience of you traveling all over the world. It just like, and I'm like, where does that come from?
I think it's three things, and I don't want to preach.
No.
Right? It's three things. It's one. That's a military mindset. Okay, like in the military, what they teach you from what my parents taught me and my sisters is discipline, hard work.
Yep.
If you say you're gonna do something, you do it, and if you start something, you finish it. And you rarely hear people in the military take credit for something. Yeah. Right, because they understand every rank and file is what helps us succeed in wartime. So I think that was it. It's the military mindset. The second thing is my parents and my belief in God. Knowing that everything that happens to you happens for a reason. Find the silver lining in it. What's the message? What's the lesson? It helps you not feel like a victim. And I think having that belief in a higher power, I don't try to put down anyone else. I'm a Christian, but I don't put down Muslims. I don't put down any other religions, because at the end of the day, we might all be worshiping the same God. Yep. I don't know. Yeah. But what I do know is that if it's valuable to you, I'm going to try to make sure that I listen and I learn. Yeah. And I think the third thing is the things I've been through in my life from a young age, living in the projects, experiencing that, being in predominantly white neighborhoods, being in predominantly black neighborhoods, then being in the mixed neighborhood of Copper Cove, Texas, which is just one of the craziest melting pots you'll find in that Texas environment. And then what I went through in my career. So I was at a speaking engagement recently for the Trial Lawyers of America in Miami. And the woman comes up to me, black lady. She's like, man, I'm a huge Washington Redskins Commanders fan. Yeah. I saw your journey. And when you got drafted, they did a big spread on the Washington Post. And it talked about you, your family, your mindset, everything that you just said. This kid's so selfless. This young man thinks about other people. And she said, how did what happened to you in Washington change you? How did it break you? Right, because what I was like, ooh, I'm not gonna lie to you, Mighty Mouse. I came up with this like on the spot. She said, "Break you." I said, "Break you." I said, "Ooh." I said, "Let me tell you this story about how Washington did not break me. Yeah, they made me unbreakable. because now I come in, they're telling all these great things. You talk to my teammates from college, they say the same things that they were saying. You talk to my teammates from same things. It's like, this is just who I am.
Yeah.
But then I get to DC and we have a great first year. Second year, we don't have a great year.
Yeah.
Now they're trying to flip the script. Oh, this guy don't work hard. He don't study. He's not a great teammate. And I'm listening, I'm seeing all these things happen.
Yeah.
And my teammates are seeing them too. And they're like, Griff, why are they talking about you like that? That's not who you are.
Yeah.
You work hard. You're the first person in the building. You're the last person out. Yeah. You're caring. You care about guys. You're getting them Christmas gifts. You're asking them about their kids.
Yeah.
You're doing all these things. Why are they talking to you about you like this? And I'm like, I don't know. But it got so bad that they were trying to tear down my character. You come to a point where you're like, is this who I am? Right?
Yeah.
I've never identified myself as these things, but they won't stop saying them. So is this true?
Yeah.
I have to look inward and say, do I have to, what am I doing that is making them think this? And you eventually come to the conclusion that you have to be who you are all the time. And what happened in Washington when they were saying all those negative things, I had a decision. I was like, you do three things. One, you accept it and you say, that's who I am.
Yep.
Two, you fight against it and you lose because you can't fight those battles. You have to let someone else fight them for you. Or three, you continue being who you are and you continue to show them who you are and that they're not going to be able to take that pen from you and write that story. So Washington made me unbreakable because they tried to break me. Yeah. And it's my faith, my family, the military background, and just knowing who I am and what I represent that has allowed me to continue to shine through as the person that you describe me as. And I care. I do care. Yeah. I had a coach tell me one time I care too much. Yeah. And I don't ever want to stop caring. Yeah. I want to know your story. I want to know your background. I want to know about your family. Yeah. And then when you're not on the pod and I'm not on your pod, I'm not on another pod talking about, hey, yo, let me tell you about DJ. This guy's terrible.
Or you're somewhere, someone says, man, Robert Griffin III, he's a little bitch. Like, nah, motherfucker's like, I only met him twice. I'll fight you right fucking now because every interaction I had with him, that man, he cares. He's selfless. He is a wonderful human being. And as I was sitting here listening, I'm like, man, this guy is kind. And I wanted to like, and when she said, break you, I was like,
she said, break me. I said, break
me. I was like, please tell me where you felt I was. They broke
my
me.
Body might have been broken.
Exactly. But my spirit
and who I know that I am, heart of hearts, that doesn't happen. And you know, if in today's age, everybody's clapping back, right? You talk about the clapbacks. Oh, yeah. Somebody says something that you know is false. You clap back at them. You fix the narrative. But back in 2012, 2013, 14, that wasn't the case. Yeah. It was more like, hey, ignore it. Yeah. Don't let it take over the media waves. And even to this day, there's some people that were in that time that still repeat false stories about me. And I have a decision to make in those moments. Do I continue to just live and have the interpersonal relationships when I meet someone in person and they're like, damn, you know, you're this, you're that. I don't know why they were saying that. You didn't even know those stories. No. And I don't try to share them all the time. It's more of, if you know who you are, the people who know who you are will continue to fight those battles for you. And I don't know you as well as I know my wife or my friends from high school, but the experiences that I have with you, along with the things that I have heard about you, show me that you are a humble superstar. You are a humble GOAT. And those are the kind of people I want to be around.
Well, it's just you don't come across people, for the amount of success you've had, right? You're married, great career, made great money. You don't run into people who have that same humility, right? You're very humble. So for me to come across another black man to have married to a white woman who had that same type of, humility, it's very rare for me. And so that's why I was like, damn, like where does that come from? Now you're married. Where did you meet your wife, right? Where did you meet her?
Yeah, so
because she's an athlete
she's
as well.
An athlete, track and field. I always joke, on our podcast.
Who's faster? Obviously I know you are, but Who's it better? Stop it.
He's like, you're so humble. Who's faster?
You're going to be driving home like this. She goes, you're fucking faster.
Who's faster, huh? Why don't you answer that question? I would say relative to genders, she's faster.
Oh.
You know, I raced her, not raced. I did a workout with her. 150s. A repeat 150s at Florida State. Her coach let me run on the track with them for one practice and then never let me run again. He thought I was a distraction. I was, because I got her pregnant twice while she was competing. So we're running and I don't take off as fast because I'm thinking to myself, man, I'm fast. I'm good. And she's like beating me. And we're like 75 meters in and I'm like behind like a body length. And I'm like, wow, I actually have to run hard to even run with her. That's how fast she is. Because I don't think people realize the difference between 4.3 and 4.5.
There's a huge difference.
It's a huge difference in the time, but if you look at the bodies,
it's not
that far. So you think to yourself, well, I don't have to run that hard, but you do. She's a great athlete. We met through track and field. The honest answer, because we're always gonna be honest, is I shot my shot in the DMs, homie.
Yeah, did you?
Hey, Chef Curry with the shot, boy. And she accepted that. And it was during a time in my life where I was going through a lot, and I was, recently separated, and I was like, I don't know. It was that moment where you think to yourself, am I gonna be a good guy or a bad guy? Relationally. You know, you go through some bad experiences, and I firmly believe that every bad guy who's out there abusing women and abusing them, not in the sense of beating them up, but like
verbally
mentally,
or whatever,
physically, as in having sex with a bunch of women. I believe most of those guys were good guys at one point who got their heart broken. And when you go through that, you have that decision. And I feel like she saved me from being a terrible that guy. And I'll always, be thankful to her for that. First time we met, she drove 5 hours to St. Pete, Florida, to come see me because I was an idiot. And I thought that St. Pete, Florida was right next to Tallahassee, Florida. Okay. I didn't realize that Tallahassee was way up there by Alabama and that St. Pete was down there by Tampa Bay. And, it was love at first sight. I honestly thought that she was, I thought she was catfishing me. 100%. I go to St. Pete. Quick story. Go to St. Pete. We're supposed to be together for 3 days. She ends up going to a track meet because she was sick the week before. And like, just imagine you've never met this person.
You're
texting.
You're like, I think she's gonna be there.
I go and I'm there and I'm like, all right, when you get here, she's like, actually, I had to go to a track meet. And I'm like, this person's fake. I'm gonna enjoy St. Pete, do what I do. And then 2 days later, like my last day, she's like, all right, I'm on my way now. So when she pulls up, I'm thinking it's going to be Alberto getting out of the car, got a beard.
RG3,
hey, I'm just a big fan. I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to. And she got out the car, looked exactly the way that she looked in her pictures. And I'm like, we have already connected and been talking for like a month. So we got to know each other. We love the show Love is Blind on Netflix.
God,
So we had our true Love is Blind moment. Knowing what each other looked like, but
actually seeing that physical attraction, be able to see her hair, smell her, is like, wow, hey.
It was, and like we had already like, hey, I like track. You like track. I tore my right ACL. She tore her left ACL.
Really?
We tore them in the same month. Same year. So it's like we had all these connective points that if we could go a month without seeing each other, but communicate, get to know each other, when we saw each other,
it was
sparks were flying. So, and now the rest is history. We have 4 daughters total, 3 daughters together. Been together for 9 years, been married for 6, going on 7. And it's like, it's the best decision I ever made was trusting her with my heart. You know what I'm saying?
Now, what age, what point in your life was that when you met her? Because you've already been successful. You the star, right? And you slide in her DMs like, I'm gonna trust what I'm about to do is gonna work. So where were you at in your, like, were you already in NFL at that time?
I was in the NFL, and here's the thing. We actually laugh about this sometimes because if I had hit her, say if I was single when I first got in the league, when it was 2012 and I was rookie of the year, I was a face of the NFL. I had the #1 selling jersey in the NFL. I was outselling Messi. Messi. Okay. If I had hit her up then you think to yourself, is she here for the right reasons? Is it just the stardom? Is it, nah, man, when I hit her and I pressed send in them DMs, I was in the worst position I had ever been in my career. This was 2016. I didn't play that entire season. I was going into free agency. So she went through free agency with me that in the first time that we were together. Yeah. And a lot of people are like, oh, she's only there for the money. Yeah. You're like, oh, she looks way too good to be with you. And I'm like, thank you.
Damn, I'm fucking ugly.
I'm so glad that she looks way too good to be with me, because that's what you want. Yeah. And, you know, when I tell you, like, she's helped me level up from fashion to taking care of myself to getting my hair done routinely, all these different things. Like, I look better now. I'm happy. Thank you, baby.
Yeah. That's a good thing.
Appreciate
That's a good thing. Remember when I said it? I was like, you motherfuckers are all stressed out, aren't you? Right? I feel you're like, you're stressed to get my hair done.
I'm like, you know what? She helped me in all those areas, but she was there, and we talk about this. She's been there for all the down and outs. She was never there for the heights.
Now that you're,
but now that I was in 16, I didn't play. 17, I was out of the league. Yeah. Or I played in 16 and then got cut. 17, I was out of the league. 18, I get back. I'm the 4th quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens. Had to earn my way onto the roster. Didn't play a ton there. Then I'm out of the league, and it's like, okay, well, if she was here with me through all of this, she gonna be there forever regardless, because she wasn't just there for the wrong reason. She wasn't just there for the money. She wasn't just there for the fame. She got to experience me being that guy when I went to ESPN, because I'm back in the public spotlight. I'm on the college tour doing the games, and the fans are they back on you. So she got to experience that. It didn't change her character. It didn't change how she treated me. It didn't change how she looked at herself or me. So that to me was like the really defining moment. You know what I'm saying?
That's when you knew you had the right one.
No doubt.
Because that's where I think a lot of athletes now, especially when they made all that money and they're still on top, and they're like, God damn, who am I gonna pick one? And you see in the MMA community, you see one get with one of them,
and then they get with some other one,
and then gets another one, and then everyone's like, man, I can't find. Like, there was one, I'm not gonna say the athlete's name, but he was dating this chick, and she was like, he goes, you know what, you too bad for me. She goes, I want half your motherfucking pay. I was in the beginning, and he goes, bitch, you weren't with me shooting in the gym. You ain't getting none of this money. And he was like, man, I'm at this point now where I'm at my most popular. And I want to settle down. I'm 30, I'm 34, I'm 35. What am I going to do? Right? Because they know when they get me, they come with, they know what I'm coming with. And that's awesome that you guys kind of grew together. And it's very interesting. You guys both tore your ACL. So she understands being an athlete, coming back from that injury,
100%.
Like what you're doubting yourself. Am I going to be just as fast? Right. So I think that also probably helped you guys, fall in love and understand where each other are coming from.
Yeah. It's a synergy of like raising kids too. Yeah. The synergy of raising kids when you were an athlete. Like we talked about before, you don't want to be that dad or that mom that is like, you have to do what I did. You have to do this. It's like, no, I want my kids to be kids. We're going to train them or teach them certain things so that when they go to school, they are dominant and they know how to do it and they have the confidence to get it done. But when you're with someone who's not athletically based or at least was there with you through the grind and understands it, it becomes more difficult. Like if I don't work out, I feel bad. Like I feel fat. And I'm like, why am I so useless? Like I wanna be active. I'm not saying I'm gonna go run 1,000 marathons or do a triathlon. I would love to do those things as a bucket list item, but like just being active and doing something, she understands that.
Because she comes from that background.
She comes from that background.
Do you ever feel like your kids are still, how old is your oldest?
9, 7, 5, and 2. Okay.
So sometimes like with my wife, she's an athlete, even though she never played professional sports. I'm like, you're a fucking athlete. Like you can overhead squat more than I fucking can, all right? Like when we're doing CrossFit together, I'm like, all right, here we go. I'm like, oh shit. She goes, aren't you supposed to be strong? I was like, I am strong, girl. Don't you worry about me. So we live a lifestyle that it's you wake up, the first thing you do is you take care of yourself, right? She wakes up at 4 a.m. and she takes care of herself. Then when she comes home from the gym, I go to the gym. And sometimes I feel we set the bar so high for our children where I'm like, man, I wonder if our kids would be better off if we were pieces of shit. And then my buddy's like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, wife comes home. She's like, I got to feel myself. She gets her green. She's having oatmeal. Here I am. I have on a compression. Fucking chest is all out and abs are ripped. My kids are sitting there eating their pancakes. I'm like, here we go. And I sit there and I look and I'm like, fuck, man, are we setting the bar too high? Do you ever get that? Because when we were playing the Celebrity Sweat game, I saw you and your wife warming up together, right? Yep. And so you guys live that lifestyle, like health, fitness. Do you ever think that it might be too much for your children to look like, fuck, man, mom and dad, they're fucking, I don't know if I can live up to that. Do you ever have that moment in your life where like, honey, why don't you get fat, get 15, and I'm gonna let my fucking hair go. Let's just be pieces of shit. Like, do you ever have that feeling?
I don't think we do, because I don't think we put the pressure on them to be as great or as we were.
Not the pressure.
But you're talking about just like
your aura.
Yeah.
Just you walking in, it's like, Dad, you want fruit punch? You go, nah, this has got 150 milligrams of vitamins and everything else, creatine. I don't want that shit. Like, do you ever feel like, I don't feel like we put the pressure on our kids.
Yeah.
But our kids are getting to that point now where they're starting, they watch everything we do.
Yeah. And they're gonna Google you at some point and be like, well, Dad was the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I don't think that we put the pressure on them in that regard. Like, our kids love to drink water.
Yeah.
Okay. Why? Because we drink water.
Yeah.
We drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean we don't drink soda.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean we don't eat Lay's potato chips or Doritos. Yeah. They're delicious.
Yeah.
Right? You should get some sponsorships with them, right? But they repeat what we do. Yeah. So you saw us warming up for the flag football game.
Yep.
Why'd we do that? Because I'm 35 and my wife is, this is her, 12th year being 21. You know what I'm saying? They don't age. But we're older.
Yeah.
So if I just go out somewhere now and it's like, I'm a sprint, there's a much more likely chance that something might hurt.
Yeah.
But if I warm up and I stretch and I do all those things, it's still going to hurt, but it's going to hurt less.
Yes.
So we kind of teach them that way, like, hey, before we work out, we're going to warm up.
Yep.
Before we do this, we're going to do that.
Yep.
We're going to do our homework and we're going to do our math facts before we go play with our toys.
Yep.
And I think that makes it to where it's a lot easier and they're used to that routine. It's not, Dad, why are you all of a sudden warming up and doing all these things? Are you nervous? Yeah. It's like, no. This is what we normally do. You don't have to be an athlete, but whatever you do, you will be great at it.
Yep.
So I think that's how we kind of approach, that aspect of it from a parenting standpoint.
Gotcha. I always wonder, like, man, these motherfuckers are athletic. They're athletic. They're still working out. I wonder how they feel about their kids, how they look, how they view them. And that's one thing I always talk to my wife about. I was like, man, maybe we should be pieces of shit today.
And that's the thing you said that makes me. Because now being a part of the media, like we're part of the media now. This is new media, and I was a part of new media and legacy media.
But you're doing your own thing now.
Correct.
You get to steer the ship however you want to steer it.
Correct. But what story is better to tell? Is the story better to tell of Demetrious Johnson, whose kid gets into MMA and becomes, half as good as his dad or greater than his dad? Those are the LeBron type stories, right? And you have LeBron versus Jordan and Jordan's kid out there doing whatever, whereas Bronny's playing on the Lakers.
Yeah.
Or is it a better story to tell of the young black man who didn't have the father and didn't have the family structure and was poor and didn't have the support that a celebrity would have for their child? Yeah. The media loves those stories more.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's not to say that they don't love Bronny's story. They do.
Yeah. But they're like, Of course he was going to do that. Because
of course Arch Manning is great because his dad, who is not Peyton or Eli, it's actually Cooper, who's his dad, but people don't even know that. They think Arch is Peyton's son. Yeah. Of course he's going to get great quarterback coaching and he's going to be a great quarterback because he's a Manning. Yeah. But if you can go tell the story of Lamar Jackson, who was raised by his mom and his dad died at a young age, and has all the brothers and sisters and is from Pompano Beach, Florida, and gives back to his community. That story, they want to tell that story more. Yeah. And that's where I feel like at times it's not about us being pieces of shit or whatever it is. It's more about what story does the media want to tell. Okay. Now, this is a question I always wanted to ask professional athletes because you're retired now. Yep. What did you do with your very first check when you got into the league? Where it's like, RG3, whatever the number is, here you go. What was the first thing you did with that check? First thing I did with my check, was I paid off my parents' house.
Wow.
So the house that we grew up in Copperas Cove, Texas, I knew my parents were in debt. And I took that first check and I went directly to the bank and the mortgage company and paid that off because to me, it was like, they're coming with me anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I moved them to the DC area, but I wanted that house, whether they wanted to keep it or not. I just didn't want them to have that debt hanging over their head anymore.
Yep.
Because without them, I wouldn't be where I was in the first place.
Yeah.
I didn't buy a car. I didn't buy.
You buy a chain? You
I
didn't grill?
I didn't buy a chain. I didn't buy a grill because I wasn't raised in a way to have idols. Not that you don't have someone who's a role model.
Yeah.
But to be like, man, I can't wait to make it so I can get that $100,000 chain. Like that wasn't what I was raised to do. So I never spent my money frivolously, and I've heard this story from Marshawn Lynch before. I never touched any of my contract money.
Yeah, I just heard that story.
I put all my contract money away, and I lived off of my marketing money, and never made any of those big purchases. I didn't even buy my first car until 2016.
Are you serious?
When I bought my wife, a Range Rover.
Wow.
It was a gift. I was in the Riz stage, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like for the young bucks out there, like
they know what Riz means.
You know what I'm saying? I was in the Riz situation where it was like, let me show you how we live.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the first 2 cars I bought were for my wife. I bought her a Range Rover that was garnet, Florida State colors. Okay. And I bought her a convertible Range Rover 1 of 1, got a body kit put on it. So it's the only car like that. It's out here right now.
Yeah.
For our wedding in 2018. Wow. So the first 2 cars I ever bought were for her. I didn't buy them for myself.
Would you buy yourself a car?
I didn't buy my first car until, last year.
What?
2024.
So I
bought a Nissan GTR Skyline.
Ooh, you got the Godzilla.
I got the Godzilla. See, you know cars.
Oh, I know cars.
Yes, I have the 1 of 1 GTR that they just put out last year because
manual shift or is it paddles?
It's paddle shifters, but it's also manual and automatic, so you can switch back and forth.
Yeah.
So I do have that. That's what I bought, and then the second one was I bought a Tesla truck, Cyber Beast.
Oh, okay. So I feel like you've been very smart with your money because a lot of athletes who get into the NFL, they always go broke, right? So for you, now you ain't played in, I don't know how long babe, you want that car. Everybody's like, where does this motherfucker get this money from? Look at this motherfucker's contract. What did you do with your money to be able to make moves like this now? Because in my sport of mixed martial arts, we're not getting contracts like NFL players, right? It's like, here's 150 to show, 150 to win, $300,000. How do you pay taxes? 25% goes to the management, 20, depending on what tax bracket you're in, 20%'s gone. So you're basically walking away with 50%, right? Correct. So what a lot of professional athletes in mixed martial arts, they're still fighting to their 45. They just keep on fighting. What did you do to make moves like you did in your career to be able to be like, I'm getting GTR, even though I haven't played in like 4 or 5 years, you gonna get these 2 cars. I'm gonna get, Right. What did you do?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny you say that because it's why people are like, they're fighting Jake Paul or they want to fight Jake Paul.
Of course.
Mike Tyson fighting Jake Paul. I heard he got Parkinson's or something. It's just crazy, bro. But it's, for me, I can tell you my first real money moment was that check that I got. So when I was signed in the NFL, it was a $21 million contract, right? Second pick, $21 million contract. Signing bonus was $14 million.
What? Hey, wait.
Signing bonus was $14 million.
On top of the 21? Or
No. It came out of the 21.
Okay, but still,
I'm not complaining.
It was like, you don't give me $14 million just sign?
You know what I'm saying? But here's where it really hit me because when you're growing up and you don't have money, you hear 21 million, you like, ooh,
we in this thing,
baby. $14 million signing bonus.
You gonna sign that goddamn check right now?
I'll sign that motherfucker fast as shit. So I sign it. They tell me, hey, it's going to get paid out over 6 months or whatever.
Yeah.
So then when I get the full signing bonus, I only got, and I say only respectfully, 6.9 million. So less than 50%.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I call my agent immediately. Yeah. I'm distraught. DJ, I'm distraught. I'm like, oh my God, they took all the money out. Where is the 14 million?
Yeah.
And he's like, Rob, it's taxes.
Yeah.
They have to take out this, and they got Social Security, and they got Medicaid, and they got this, and they got that, and the state's got to take its money. And I'm like, you didn't tell me that they were going to take half of the signing bonus.
Yeah.
And the reason it was such a big moment for me is you said a lot of players go broke.
Yeah.
But it's because they don't understand that. We're not financially literate. I wasn't financially literate when I first got into the NFL. I never had that kind of money.
Yeah.
My parents didn't sit me down and teach me how to balance a checkbook.
Yeah.
They were trying to balance their credit cards,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
They were
yeah.
trying to get out of debt.
Yeah.
So when that happened, I understand a player signs, he's a 5th round pick,
Yep.
and he signs a 4-year, $3 million deal. Everyone in his circle's thinking, oh my God, he made it.
Yeah.
He's a millionaire.
Yeah.
But when you divide that down, he ain't making $1 million a year on a 4-year deal for $3 million. The math ain't mathing.
No.
Okay. And guess what? That deal's also not guaranteed.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't make it to that 4th year, he ain't getting the $3 million. And even that, he's not getting $3 million. He's getting 1.2.
Yeah, because taxes.
Because the tax and everything else is coming out.
Yeah.
So now if you don't know that and you live a $3 million lifestyle, when you sign that contract because you think to yourself, oh my God, I saw that $3 million. I can go buy $3 million worth of stuff.
Yeah.
You're going to be in $2 million worth of debt.
Wow.
So for me, that was my big moment of like, oh, wow. I didn't know that they were going to take that much money out of my contract. I didn't understand these different things. So I taught myself how to become financially literate, how to manage my bills. I didn't spend frivolously.
Yeah.
And luckily I didn't have that personality anyway.
Yep.
So I was able to manage my money. And now I can get back and be like, hey, I'm going to go buy this because I put that money away. I let that money work for me.
Yes.
Instead of me working for the money. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So now I'm in a great place. Our kids are taken care of for life. I made great money while I was in the NFL, and I have the luxury to be able to do what I want.
Yep.
So now when I do media, I'm not doing media because I need the money to stay alive or I need the money to stay afloat.
Yep.
Our expenses are low.
Yep.
We make sure that our money is working for us so that we don't have to bend over backwards to get things done to meet ends meet.
Yep.
And I think it's the best decision guys can make. Take that first money you get and continue to live a lifestyle like you don't even make $100,000 a year.
Yeah.
Because if you live $1 million lifestyle and you're not making $1 million, you're going to go broke.
Yep.
It's the bottom line.
I appreciate you sharing that because that's a big taboo in sports, right? They don't talk about the money. They just don't, right? It's like, we don't want you to know about because we want you to keep coming back and we want you to line up on the line. We want to keep on fighting because if you teach financial literacy to anybody, especially professional athletes, they're like, well, hang on, you're going to take that much money out of me. So then what do I do with the rest? They're like, do whatever you want. We'll be right here to sign another check for you, but right. And I appreciate you sharing it because it's something that's not very talked about in my sport of mixed martial arts because you see guys, they fight. I never forget, they used to do a thing called the Fighter Summit. They bring all the fighters together. Like, oh, we're going to talk about, taxes, what you're going to do and how you can make yourself more valuable and marketable and da-da-da-da. And then half the fighters are never paid taxes.
Oh, wow.
One of the athletes never paid taxes. The IRS came and seized his fucking his farm. And I was like, they took your farm. He goes, yeah, man, they took my fucking farm. So the next 3 fights I'm fighting, they getting paid. They getting my check. There was one athlete, he was from the UK. He never paid taxes in the US. And they never taught us that.
Wow.
And for me, when you said the words, make sure your money works harder than you have to work.
Right.
That's what my CPA told me. She goes, when you wake up, Demetrious, we want your money already in the gym working, right? Because you're 28 now. When you're 38, 10 years from now, I want you to call me like, hey, Carol, I think I want to be done. She goes, you know what, Demetrious? You live like a poor man. You could be done, right? Yeah. And so, but a lot of people don't talk about that. And I always wanted to know, I was like, okay, what did you do with your first check? Now here's the ending thing. What'd you do with your last check that came from? Because now you don't get paid. Like for me, there's a point in time I was like, great fight, champ. There's your last check for whooping somebody's ass.
Right.
And there was a moment in my life, I was taking a shot. I was like, I don't get checks anymore for fighting. This is kind of hard. I ain't gonna lie. For the last 20 years, I was whooping motherfuckers' asses getting checks.
Yep.
So what did you do with your last check that came from the NFL? I was like, RG3, thank you so much. You've been amazing.
Yep.
There you go, man.
Honestly, I put it into a 529.
Okay.
For our kids, and the reason was we have enough money in the bank account that we don't need to do a 529 account, right?
Yep.
And I'm sure you do as well. I'm not watching your pockets or pocket watching.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you have that available. But for that to grow for 18 years and not be touched, it's the smartest thing you can do.
Wow.
And I think a lot of people don't know about these opportunities that they have to do things for the future generations and take out death benefits and life insurance for themselves so that their kids can cash in on that when it's all said and done. You pay a little bit of money now, and in the future, 18, 20, 25, 30 years from now, it just...
I don't hear nothing.
You know what I'm
motherfuckers
saying?
are good.
We in heaven chilling. Like, oh, look at that. look at baby Gloria, Gambay, and G and Reese. They taken care of. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can spend all your money. You're gonna be fine. So I just it comes off again like cheesy or whatever.
No.
But it's more of
it's beautiful.
It's more of taking care of your children, your future family, your family name.
Yeah.
So that's what I did with that check. And, you know, I always feel like you want to live for the now, but you got to plan for the future.
Yeah.
So we travel, we do things, we go see new places, and we can do that now more comfortably because we know no matter what happens to us, our kids will be taken care of.
That's what's up. Goddamn.
I got a question for you. What's up? Because I didn't get to ask you this on our podcast.
Yeah.
What would it take for you to come out of retirement?
Honestly, nothing.
Really? There's no like, I know, like, I would love to beat the shit out of Bryce Mitchell.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll kick his ass for all the juice. Okay. I think I read something where I'm 210 right now, but I could probably get down to like 185, 180, and he walks around at 175.
Yeah.
Now I can't fight him in MMA because he's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I understand that.
Yeah.
But if we put on some boxing gloves, I'd love to whip his ass.
Yeah.
And they can pay me about $1 million, $5 million to do that. I'll make that happen.
Yeah.
But for you, like, there's no amount of money that would make you get back in the octagon.
No. And the reason why is I felt that I reached my peak in fighting and understanding how to fight and implementing and executing that into a fight. And it's funny, you asked that. I just told the story in Thailand off camera. But when I lost to Henry and I left the UFC, I had a better opportunity to make more money.
Correct.
So I went over there and I went up to a different division, 135, and I was winning my fights. I got knocked out.
Yep.
Once I got knocked out, that's when I felt, I was like, okay, let's fix this.
Yeah.
And my coach was like, hey, my whole entire career, I was always hands up, move this way. You can't showboat. I can't use my athleticism.
Okay.
Because when I would train, we had a coach like my Trevor Jackson. He was like, you are fast. I want you to not use your speed when you spar. And I'm like, that's okay. I won't. He goes, I want you to focus on being in the right place at the right time so you don't have to use your speed. Okay. So I never used any of my athletic ability when I would spar and train, meaning that I would and move and just like, come on, hit me. Like, play. They call it in Taekwondo. You learn that. You learn to be tricky on your feet. So once I fought Ratang, Matt was like, just walk forward. Just walk fucking forward. Just walk forward. And then I was in a very special bond with my two training partners that I travel with. I call it like the Asia arc. Okay. Because when I was in the UFC, it was me, Brad, Matt, Paul, and Joel Jameson. When I went to Asia, they said that Matt can't corner you anymore because he works for one championship. Okay. And you have to bring two people. Okay. And so Brad wasn't able to travel as much because we were gone for like 10, 15 days. He worked at Microsoft. So he kind of phased out of the team. So it was just me, James, and Tony. We would go over there and then we would fucking run it. So when I fought, it was like, that was a very special point in my career. But when I fought Ratang, I was like, just go forward, just go forward, just go forward. And I started to blossom into like a young teenager fighter. Right. Because after the first round, The second round, my boy James, he was like, look at that shit. He can't take that shit. He goes, look, you took all you. He
gassing you up.
He was gassing me up. And he had like a hood. He had like a fucking hood way about fighting. And he was like, and I never experienced that. And he was like, look, you took that man's best fucking shot. And look, he fucking running now. And I was like, are you right? He is running. You're running. I submit him. Okay. Then it's like, okay, you about to run it back with Adriano. I lose my sister. And so then Matt was like, do the exact same thing. And Matt was very good about not telling you what you were good at.
Right.
He would force you to figure it out. He wouldn't tell you, like, he just wouldn't tell you. There was one point he goes, Demetrious, Deej, who he calls me, he goes, you're good at fighting. You need to fight people.
Yep.
If you never fight them, then you'll never expose their weaknesses and you will never thrive.
It's true.
And so he was like, you need to create the chaos. If there's no chaos created, it's going to take you longer to win the fight. You're going to win it, but it's going to take you longer to win it. So I was like, okay. So when I fought Adriano the second time, I was like, come on, motherfucker. I was like, come on, what you got? I was showboating. He goes, and then in training, he goes, you can do shit like that. And I was like, really? He goes, yes. Like, you're athletic enough. Use your speed. Right. You can showboat. And I'm like, now you fucking tell me after 15 years of fighting, now you say I can act like, showboat? I beat Adriano. I'm like, boom, beat him. Beautiful flying knee, knock him out, walk off. And then they're like, hey, we want you to fight him again.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, so the same game plan, same training camp, 8 weeks again for the exact same person. So it was 16 weeks of studying the same style of fighting.
Right.
And at that point, I was like, I reached the peak of mixed martial arts. I've reached it because we didn't go further and fight for somebody else. If I would have fought Kairat Akhmatov and then fight him again, I think my career got longer. So to sum this up, I feel like I reached the pinnacle of my peak as a professional athlete.
Okay.
And for me to go back and try to fight for a certain 10 million, 15 million in mixed martial arts, I feel like I would do a disservice and disrespect the amount of art that I put together in that final year of my career. Okay. And that's why I feel like there's no amount of money. Like now I'm on a different journey of jiu-jitsu where it feeds that, that competitive edge of me always learning and see if I can get better. But jiu-jitsu doesn't pay the bills. So it's a hobby.
I got you.
I can't be 5-6 days a week in a gym.
Right.
And so for me, and you don't see a lot of athletes in mixed martial arts go out as a champion.
Right.
Oh, I'm gonna come back for one more fight. It's like, no. Like,
so Judo did the same thing. He came back and lost. And
yep, Judo came back, did the same thing. Mm-hmm. I always blame myself because I told him we're training and I was still fighting. He was retired. And I was like, man, I was
get back in there.
I said, hey, I'm telling you right now. He goes, Demetrious, man, you're still fighting. I was like, yeah, man. It's like, tell me another job you could find 5'3", showing up making 6 figures and whooping somebody's ass. He goes, right, Demetrious? You kind of right, man. Yeah. His ass come back, he fucking loses 2 in a row. I'm like, God, and I
felt bad for him. It's
I felt bad, but he's back making money.
Yep.
But at that time, he had this mystic aura around him. He was like,
he
beat me, beat TJ Dillashaw, goes up, beats Dominic Cruz, beats Marlon Moraes. I was like, dude, fucking leave.
Yeah, you're good.
Get the fuck out. Same thing with Izzy. He's on a 3-fight losing streak. It's like fuck, and it's the hardest thing for me. I was like, I saw GSP did it.
Yep.
He was like, and I talked to him. I was like, can you still fight? He goes, yeah, I can still fight, but do I want to and do I need to? And I was like, do you? He goes, I don't want to fight. I don't need to fight. I got plenty of money, and there's plenty of other things I can do to make money. Yeah. So there's no amount of money that bring me out of retirement. I'm happy doing my own thing, steering the ship, being there with my wife, the children, traveling, be able to have conversations with you. Because if I was still fighting, I'll be in the trenches like, come on, let's fucking go. God. So I was like, I'm done and I'm happy. And I think it was the best decision I've had. And, my wife, she helped me with it because, you never know. It's like, I feel like our wives know us the best because they've been with us through everything, our ups or downs. Right. And I was like, man, I think she said, I knew this was your last training camp. This was your last training camp. I was like, nah. I was like, nah, I'm still good. And I'll never forget, I was hitting pads. I was like, I'm fucking tired of working hard. I am tired. And I was like, keep on hitting the motherfucking pads because we still got, 2 more rounds. And yeah, it's just a lot of work to be what I was. And I don't want to put forth that effort when I know I can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, you maximized it. I don't think you're lying. I think you're telling the truth.
Oh, yeah.
I think if it was like $20 million for a fight that you were interested in, I think you might change your mind.
Yeah.
But I really do. Like, you know, we talk about the whole Jake Paul, Mike Tyson thing. Yeah. That'd be like me fighting, I don't know, Joe Montana.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, we fighting. Come on, Joe. Yeah. And they're like, hey, would you fight Joe Montana for $50 million on Netflix? I probably wouldn't fight him because I wouldn't want to hurt the man. I
mean, when you start talking money like that, like 50 million, it's
different.
It's different. But for me, I know me, I'll have to call the fucking game back up. Hey, James, what you doing now?
Hey, we back in this
you want 2 million? It's like, I don't, and that's one of the things I always tell my wife, that one, I don't want to go through my career, her resenting me.
Yeah.
Right?
It's y'all's time now.
It's our time. 2, I also don't want my teammates resenting me and forcing them to come back to training with me. I don't want that.
Makes sense.
Because mixed martial arts is a very selfish sport.
Yeah.
Because I'm the only one when you guys all thrive in a team, you saw like that, motherfucker, you get your bonus. Hey, everybody's winning, right?
Right.
But in mixed martial arts, there's only one person that's coming home with that big check. And then the coach is getting that check.
Yeah.
Right? Because when I help Jens Pulver, So
y'all don't pay your training partners?
No.
Wow.
And where I come from, my background, it might be different now.
Okay.
Right? Everybody has their own setup.
Right.
But for me, when Mizuno, when Sakurai, when Jens Pulver, when Tim Boach, when Matt Brown, Spencer Fisher, when all these guys came to AMC to train with us, I never got a dime. Wow. Nor do I deserve a dime. Because that's like the culture of mixed martial arts I come from. You're helping me. I'm helping you in your journey. And I hope when it's my time for that journey, you repay it back through letting me beat your body up.
No doubt.
Essentially, right?
No doubt.
Now, if you start making, once again, in MMA, we don't make 21 million, $50 million. It's like, hey, the biggest check I got from the UFC was $350,000 to show up.
Right.
380, then 40,000. So but after you do taxes, that's
why you guys fight for so long.
That's why we fight for so long. But like, if you're like Connor and you make,
man,
that, it's like, you know what, Artem, I'm going to take care of you, man. You ain't got to do bare knuckle fighting in Russia like you just did, right?
Yeah.
It's a different ball game where for me, I went through my camp, all my training. My dietitian was my wife.
Yep.
When I cut weight, it was me learning from Matt. Strength and conditioning, we had Joel. It was that's why a lot of people, like, for how much I achieved in mixed martial arts, they're like, you weren't like my coach. One of my coaches, my friends, he goes, you're a fucking fluke. But what you had and what you were able to do in mixed martial arts, you shouldn't be where you were at. But you're athletic, you're a hard worker, and you were very intelligent. That's where you got to where you're at.
Yeah.
So, but once again, mixed martial arts is a very, very selfish sport. Yeah. Unlike football, where you guys are all winning, everybody's winning. You got 21 million. The running back, he probably just got 30 million. Everybody's happy. Where you can see a lot of resentment coming to mixed martial arts, and I don't want my teammates, having that. So
one other question I had for you about like cutting weight.
Yeah.
Did you have to cut a bunch of weight?
Oh, fuck yeah.
How much weight were you cutting for your fights at flyweight?
So when I cut to 125, I would walk around about 142.
Oh, okay.
And then I would diet down to 135. And then that's when I start cutting out my 2 gallons of water. I'll water load for 2 weeks of water. Then once it got down to like, I think Thursday night, because we wait on Friday, yeah. Once it got down on Wednesday night, I would start cutting out the carbs. And then I'll have carbs in the morning. And then I would start just having a salad and the chicken, the protein, keep drinking the water. Then after Wednesday night-ish, I'll go down to 1 gallon. Mm-hmm. Then Thursday night, no more water, no more carbs. And it's basically fucking salad, no dressing, no lemon, dry ass chicken. It was so fucking bad one time. No, I'm not fucking around.
I believe you.
It was so bad. Like, once again, that's why I love my team. Even after 8 fucking title defenses, still small crew. Me, Matt, and Brad. And I bring my father along. We were in Toronto. No, it was Montreal. I'm about to fight. And we're at dinner. And this woman, I find a spot I like, and they're going to accommodate me for what I need.
Right.
Keep going back there. It's fucking Thursday night. We're fucking there. The waitress was so fucking concerned for me. I'm sitting there like a black Skeletor, and she goes, and Matt's like, and he would always order my food because, me, I'll go fucking ham. I'll like, make a salt on that. And we're sitting there, and he goes, so I'm going to have the steak with the fries, the ketchup, and all that stuff. Alan, what do you want? Alan, my father-in-law, he goes, I'm going to take the steak too. Well done. I'm like, disgusted.
That is disgusting.
Right? And then she goes, okay, and what about for this young gentleman? He's going to have salad and nothing on it. Don't even put water on it.
Just lettuce.
And a chicken breast. No salt, everything off it. She goes, okay, I'm concerned. What are you guys doing with this little man right here, right?
I can imagine looking at you. She's like, chicken?
Yeah, that's it.
With some lettuce?
Yeah, she was like, what's his carbohydrates? She was literally concerned for me. And he goes, he's a professional athlete. He's going to be weighing it tomorrow. He's going to make we'll come back in here, right? She goes, okay, all right, eat it. Woke up that morning, 128. So I had to cut, 3 pounds? Yeah.
3 more pounds?
Yeah, 3 more pounds. I usually jump in a hot tub or a tub, boil myself, get down to 124, weigh in. Then the next day, we go back to that place. Then I blow back up.
You blew back up, right?
Back up to like 140, 142. Okay. I was my weight never really retained itself because I wasn't a big guy to begin with for 125 or one. I mean, now 125, I remember Ian McCall, he got up to like 157. So he was massive. Sheesh. But I'll blow back up to like 142. We went back to that restaurant. Same waitress. And she goes, oh, welcome back. I was starting to get my color back in me. I started to look black again. And she goes, okay, steak for you. And what about for this guy? What are you going to do for him? And Matt goes, he's going to have a salad with a great chicken. You're going to put all these things on it. And she goes, I'm so happy you guys are taking care of him now.
Him better.
But, those are the memories that, like, for me to go back to fight,
to go through that again.
Not to go through that again, because I wouldn't mind going through it. It would disrespect everything I went through to get to this point, to be able to walk out.
On your own accord.
On my own accord.
With all your faculties.
All my faculty and everybody in those memories, like,
yeah.
I wouldn't want, that's me spitting in their face like, I need more money, we're coming back, right? Yeah, even though they would love it, but I don't want to take the weight from them.
I've always been fascinated by the weight cuts, and as a non-fighter, like fighter in my own sport, but not, in the octagon.
Yeah.
I always wonder, why don't guys just fight at the weight they walk around at?
Because they want to have an advantage over the other guy.
Gotcha.
That's the only reason why. If I can walk around, and it makes sense, right? Right now I walk around like 147. So I haven't gotten much bigger since, fighting 135 or 125, excuse me. But now when I compete, if I were to fight somebody, if I was to walk around like 165, like Aljamain Sterling, great friend of mine, good friend of mine, he walks around like 175 on off, right? 175, you say?
He was, I don't know, but
he's a big fucking dude. He's a big fucking dude, right? Big. And he cut down to 135.
Ooh.
And he would just be massive.
And mauling people.
Mauling motherfuckers. Yeah. And they grab him. He grabbed me. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. I'm like, and then there was a point in time he was like, everybody's like, man, what'd you think would happen if you and Demetrious Johnson fought? And I was sitting there, I was like, I'll fucking work him, right? And he goes, dude, he's just too small. He's just too small. And then we finally got a chance to train together. And on his feet, he's longer. Yeah. But I was like, okay, the clinch, I feel like I have my way with you because I'm very comfortable in the clinch. But the grappling, he's just so fucking big. And that's why you like to see guys.
Gotcha.
And he's really good. Like, I'm not saying like just because he's bigger, he could beat me. He's truly fucking good. So when they say size doesn't matter, size does matter if everything is equal, right? Yeah. Like if you're fighting somebody who's 5'5", same size, weight, everything's equal, whoever has a skill is going to win. And so if that's like the mindset, if I'm going to fight somebody, if I can be bigger than him, then I can make up for the lack of, technique and all that shit.
Yeah, I was wondering if like everyone's doing it, is it giving you truly an advantage? But if Aljamain's coming down from 175 to 135, there's not a lot of people doing that.
But now but for the longevity of his career, he went up to 145 and he goes, I feel better. Even for me, at the end of my career, I went to 135, so 125. I was fighting hydrated. When I would take shots, I had brain. I had water in my brain.
I've heard a lot of fighters say that as they lose the weight, if they fight at like a really, really unnatural weight, their chin's not as strong. That they get more injuries. Like one of the guys, one of the producers was like, how do you hurt his back leading up to the fight? And I was like, well, when you start cutting that much weight, you're taking the water out of your muscles. You're taking the water out of your organs where your body's used to having that water in the organs and in the muscle. So you start doing
doing fucking back. We all laughed because he was doing like, he does this shit where he's doing that. And we're like, he did it to try to impress Nina. And it was like,
You're talking about the guy.
Arman Tsarukyan.
There you go. Who's out of the fight because of the back injury.
Back injury. And I'm like, guys, when you cut that much amount of weight, when you walk around, when you're training with that amount of weight on you, your body's accustomed to that water weight, and all your muscles are good. When you start depleting that shit and you're still doing that same shit, your muscles are like, hey, motherfucker, hey, I know she here right now, but you're going to have to
calm down a little bit.
And that's why, for me, I'm always a big proponent of like now when I compete at 154.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm not cutting down to 141. I'm going 154. And everybody's like, you're too small. Like one of my professors goes, DJ, he's Brazilian. He goes, DJ, I think you need to go down 141. He goes, if you want to be champion, I was like, baby, I ain't cutting no more fucking weight.
Right.
I was like, if somebody beats me because they're stronger than me, kudos to him.
Right.
But I'm not cutting any more weight because I finally get the opportunity to actually let my body grow and be what it's what's supposed to be.
Maybe this is when you'll hit your growth spurt.
I'm waiting on it. I'm waiting on it.
That was my last one was because one of the best fighters right now.
Yeah.
Super exciting, Ilia Topuria. And it's like, would there ever be an opportunity? I know you're done.
Yeah.
But could he fight at your weight, or could you fight
at his weight?
At his weight.
Oh yeah, I could fight at his weight. I don't think you could fight.
You don't think he could get down to?
No. They're talking about him going up to 155, or potentially even not 170, but 155. And I think for him, he's a guy he's probably one of the best right now because the way he fights, he never overextends himself. Nah. Even when he does a combination, even when he hits pads, it's very methodical the way he goes about his business. And people are like, oh, how would that fight go between you and him? And this is part when I fight is I sit there and I strategically look at where his deficiencies are. Correct. And he's efficient. He doesn't have a lot of deficiencies.
He doesn't.
He doesn't. And so for me, I'm like, Kate, but he loves to fight in the pocket.
Yeah.
Right. And so for me, I'm like, okay, so if I'm going to do that, granted, the sizes are the same. If I try to move him, he's going to move. I was like, you would have to fight him in that middle of the void in the clinch game.
Yep.
Because when he gets there, he's gonna be trying to dig your body, and hopefully you can stop, boom, elbow, move, and then try to wrestle. You have to fight him. You cannot try to out trickster him
like Volk tried.
Like Volk did, right? You can't. Those are the worst people to fight is someone who wants to fucking fight.
Yeah, because Volk was moving really. He was moving really well.
Great.
But Topuria, he was putting together combinations and he was missing early. But then as he got his timing, that's why when Volk got dropped, it was so shocking.
Yes.
Right. You're like, oh shit, he just smacked my guy.
Yeah.
Even
when he fought Max.
Yeah.
Right. I said. The hardest thing when you fight Ilia is that you have to fight him. Mm-hmm. You have to. Mm-hmm. If you ain't got the chin, it's like when you fight Ratang, right? When I fought Ratang, I was like, my coach was like, first round, we're going to fucking run. I was like, fuck that. I'm not going to let somebody bully me. Right. I'm going to use some technique and move, but I'm going to get hit. So when you fight Ilia, you're going to get hit.
Yes.
If you ain't got the chin,
can't plan. Can't go get some.
You're going to have to be perfect for 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And all he needs is 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And that's all it needs. So when he fought Max, I was like, fuck, man. Max has got a chin.
He does.
They got a chin. But when
never been put down.
Never been put down. But when they started going and he hit with that right hand, I was like, fuck. And I'm like, run. And then
stunned him.
Just stunned him.
He's just got unbelievable power. And I was actually at the UFC Performance Institute. I went through training for a day, got to spar with Forrest Griffin and did all that. This was 2 years ago now, I believe. And this was before Topuria fought. Who did he fight to win the title? Was it Volk?
Volkanovski.
Yeah, so it was before he fought Volkanovski. Mm-hmm. And I get in the octagon with him and it's like taking a picture and he's in there kind of like just shadow boxing, doing his thing. And I'm like, this guy is like, he's good.
You can tell, yeah.
There's this coach for Oregon, head coach named Dan Lanning.
Yep.
For their college football team, and I say he has a sinister joy about him. There's a sinister joy. About Topuria that lets you know like this guy's a little different.
Yep.
Not weird different.
No, you
not Sean Strickland different. You know what I'm saying? But like he's different in a way that you're like you can't have an off day. Yeah. With him in the octagon.
Yeah. Nope.
He will find you.
Yep. He will find you eventually. He will find you eventually, and that's why I love watching him.
Yeah.
Because I was working out with some guys, and I'm like, nah, man, you gotta be. I was like, nah, I come to fight all the time. He goes, no, you don't. And I was like, what you mean? He goes, you're very tricky. Like you don't realize you're tricky to get to, but you really are. And I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah. And so, but when I watch topuria, he's gonna come find you.
He's gonna find you.
He's gonna find you, and when he does, it's like if you have a chin and you can withstand it, and you can hit him just his back hard. So like Ratang, Ratang's about to fight a gentleman, Takura, and he's fast kicks, and I'm like, you got to get ready for that fucking chin, because when he fucking finds you, it's night.
Yeah,
night. So there's nothing you can do. My man, RG3, I appreciate you coming on the podcast, man.
Yeah,
like, we can talk. There's so much more shit I wanted to ask you. But you were like, you fucking kidding me? 5 hours later. You're like, I'm sorry, honey. We were vibing out so
we
well.
were vibing. No, we got to do it again.
Well, before I let you go, talk to me about the Celebrity Sweat.
Yeah.
Like, talk to me about, like, what you got going on, what you got coming up. I enjoyed, playing in the game. I can't wait to do it again. If I'm sorry. I'll let you know in that growth sport. If I can, if I can be 5'8", ain't nobody got a fucking chance with me when I'm quarterback.
I just want to get you the ball a couple times. Like, so Celebrity Sweat, the flag football game, it was my 3rd year doing it. They had a quarterback drop out last second. So 3 years ago, they asked me, hey, can you fill in and do this? Doug Flutie does it. He was on Tracy McGrady's team this past year, but he used to be the quarterback, does it all the time. He's getting a little older. Yeah. So they needed some more juice and a little bit younger demographic. So they brought me in, and the first year we got annihilated. We got beat by like 20 some odd points.
By Tracy's team?
By Tracy's team.
Son of a bitch.
Because Tracy, as you notice, will cheat nonstop. He changes the rules in the middle of the game.
You said, I ain't changing the motherfucking rules. I'm on one today.
I am not changing the rules. So he took advantage of my kindness.
Yeah.
Last year, we ended up winning on a Hail Mary.
Oh, wow.
And so this year, I came in with a different mindset. And it's like, we're here. We're doing this for the military. We're doing this for the young men and women at the high school there in New Orleans, Louisiana, to give back to them, to show them what you're supposed to do for your community when you make it. But the mindset was, we're going to go win. And we won. And we dominated them, and we beat them by 20. And I just feel like doing those things are fun. I've done it with the NFL. I've done it with Celebrity Sweat. I feel like our game is much more of a game than the NFL's version, which is much more of a streamer, content creator, rapper, rapist. I don't know the women and the men rappers out there doing their thing. The musicians, the artists.
The artists. You're a rapper. You disrespect me right now, my boy?
I don't know. He, them, she, they. I don't know. But I enjoy it. I actually want everyone to play. If you notice, by the time we finished, we had like one guy, because other people were hurt. NLE Choppa got hurt. We had
Dustin Poirier. We had to pull his ass off the field.
Like, you got your retirement fight coming up. Get off the field. What are you doing? So like, I enjoy doing that, and in the Out of Pocket with RG3. Being able to host that show with my wife and have these interesting conversations across football, basketball, MMA, acting, musicians. Like, to me, there's an intersection between sports and entertainment, and we want to be in that and be able to talk to people like yourself to learn things. Like, I learned more. I'm an MMA fan. But I learned more about weight cutting and the strategy, just having this conversation with you and having the conversation on our podcast about Conor and Israel and how you overcome all these things. So there's a chance that I end up getting back into what I call legacy media, the Foxes, the NBCs, the CBSs, the NFL networks. And I enjoy that process because that's all football. But I really want to dive into the MMA fandom and just the MMA network, because I'm fascinated with what you guys do. In the same way that I think a lot of MMA fighters are fascinated with what we do. But there's a difference. And to me, there's been some great football players. Jeff Neal, we talked about him. He was we were high school teammates. He is in the top level in the UFC. But then for every Jeff Neal, there's a Greg Hardy. Okay. And everybody's happy that Greg Hardy's getting his ass kicked. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And, no offense to Greg, but I think for me and what I want to accomplish and what me and my wife want to do, we just want to travel the world. And MMA is a global sport. The UFC won championship. We're not going to discriminate against anybody in that regard. We want to go to the biggest events. We want to go to the different countries. We want to have fun. We want to see you at those events and do joint pods. I'm like, we want to work with people who are good people. We think that you and your wife and your family are good people. That's been our experience. And that's what we're looking to do, because that's fun.
Yeah.
And we can do that forever.
Yeah.
We don't have to be up here trying to stir up whatever. We can talk to interesting people, have those conversations. And there's nothing better than this.
Yeah.
Being able to hang out, bro out, and then bring the wives on. And now we familying it out. I don't think, is there a name for like broing it out with the wives? What is that called?
The bunnies and the niggas.
That's good. I like that. That's a good one. That's some good merch.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Bunnies and the Niggas. I'm Deuce Johnson, and that's RG3, my brother, and here are two snow bunnies, Destiny and Greta.
Gosh.
Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell to go live.
Our first segment is playing in the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where do you go?
My God. Man, RG3, this has been a pleasure. Make sure you guys go check out my man, Celebrity Sweating, RG3 Out of the Pocket Podcast.
Appreciate that, man.
I'm your host, Deuce Johnson, and that is my guest, RG3. Brother, I appreciate you, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate this. We'll do it again soon.
Oh, fuck yeah, absolutely. Niggas in the buddy.
Niggas in the buddy.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the MIGHTYcast, and we're going to recap everything we just went through with our guest. This is the part of the episode we call the Mighty Recap. Our guest was RG3. What an absolutely amazing human. Like, sitting here talking to him, I was like, you are selfless. You're like, very humble. And when somebody, I feel, in any sport, baseball, basketball, football, when they get to that status where the amount of money he's made, the amount of things he's gone through, they're not humble. It's very rare to come across athletes that are super humble to a stranger, right? Because this is our second encounter we've ever met each other. And it was almost like greeting a family member into the house. Like, hey, what's going on, man? And catching up. We played Celebrity Sweat with him. And to hear him talk about, when he was a kid, he knew that he was fast. He didn't know he was, a genetic specimen above everybody else, which I think he probably was. But for him to pinpoint, he was like, it was the 7th or 8th grade where he was like, okay, I can probably take this a little bit serious. But he kept on doing other sports, which I feel in today's age, with kids are like, nope, you're going to be one sport athlete. You're going to be the best at it. And they're going to continue to go all the way through college. And he didn't do that way. He did a lot of different things different, and it was a breath of fresh air to hear him talk about that.
Yeah, totally. I thought it was interesting too. He started football pretty late.
Yeah.
Like, I thought someone who was the number 2 pick in the draft at the time would have been a lifelong football player, but he started in middle school, I think you said?
Middle school. And his first interaction of him seeing football was when he was in Olympia at the Seattle Seahawks game.
Yeah, and he said that, what did he, the first game he started, they won like 60-6 or something like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I think he's downplaying the athleticism a little bit.
I know. I was like, he has kids, I have kids. And you can see, okay, this kid does a backflip. Like, we were in Vegas, and my kids played their first pick-me-up football game. Two little kids are walking, goes, can we play? My kids are older, but one of the kids got the ball, outran Tyron and Maverick. And then when he got to the end zone, he spiked it and just busted out a backflip. And I was like, you little athletic motherfucker.
Some of these kids are built different.
Just built different, right? Not that, you could tell he just had that extra spice to him. Like, he just, boom, he just athletic. And for him to like you said, downplay it, I think he was, the alpha male amongst his peers growing up.
Yeah, I think so too. But it was so cool seeing his humility at the same time. Like being that guy who was faster than everyone, who first game, you destroy everyone. You get bumped up to the A team after the first game, being the number 2 pick, making millions of dollars, yet he's still just a guy that you could grab a beer with, do anything with, and seems super cool. So that was awesome to see.
Yeah. And to talk about his injury and how the beginning, at that time in football, you could light up the quarterback. Because when we watch NFL now, these motherfuckers, it's
almost like the NBA these days.
Yeah, it's not even the right sport. It was like, what is going on? And I gotta respect what they're doing, because they are, at the end of the day, we want every player to go home to their wives, to their children, to their family members, healthy, and be able to continue their career and have a long lasting career so they can make enough money to where when they do retire, they could be sitting like RG3 is, right? Sitting pretty happy, can travel the world wherever they want. But for him to go through that time period in NFL football where you could just light the fucking quarterback up, and hearing the stories of how, him playing injured and him being selfless, saying, I'm not doing this for myself. I'm doing it for the other 10 guys on the line. Yeah. I'm doing it for these guys to put my body in line, and potentially having, a career-ending injury be even longer, right? Because we talk about what would happen if they say, you know what, we're pulling you out. We're going to get you with, I wanted to ask him, what did you do to recover from an ACL injury, right? Because that's one of the worst injuries you recover from. Did he go to, Panama to get stem cells? Did he do, cryotherapy? What did he do? But imagine if they would have pulled him out and let him heal. What would it like? Could
have been an extra 8 figures in the bank. Yeah. Yeah, that's brutal to think about. And I think it's cool too to see behind the curtain.
Yep.
That even the quarterback who probably gets touched or injured the least amount of any player on the team is still almost like an MMA fighter going into the game injured, going into the game banged up. And so I'm curious, do more fighters or more NFL players fight or play while they're injured?
I think more NFL players play more injured because they're playing more often than MMA guys. I only fight twice or 3 times a year. Yeah. If I'm lucky. So that amount of times that I get the opportunity to fight, am I going to be injured? It's almost like rolling a dice, I feel like. Yeah. Where NFL players like, okay, you play this game injury free. Oh, that last game I got tackled pretty hard. I have a bruised rib. Oh, I got to play. I got to go. Oh, that bruised rib. Now my right knee hurts. Oh, this hurts. I got to keep on playing. Probably back in the day, that's what it was probably like.
They used to give those guys some pretty strong painkillers too, and just send them out there. One shot, boom, ready to roll.
He's all fucking back. He's faster than everyone. Was like, I'm back. Let's go. But it's crazy to see him take that experience that he had in NFL and not having any bitterness towards the NFL, what happened in his career, and he said it made him a better man. It made him a better person. Right? Because if those injuries never did happen to him, who knows how he would be? Would he even be where would he even be right now? And I really enjoyed that part because that's where I seen him was when I was like, even the wife, Destiny, she was like, why is that? He's injured. Why is he playing? That's what everybody remembers. And he did some amazing things in his career, but that's the first time I was like, man, why are they fucking playing him? Man, he should be playing right now. And I'm glad he kind of pulled the curtain behind, what really went on in that time in the NFL when he was playing.
Yeah. And I liked when you brought up too, what'd you do with your first check and your first bonus?
Yeah.
$14 million bonus. I'm like, sheesh.
Then half gone.
Yeah.
Have gone.
Well, it's still 7.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
That's still more than what? 99% of UFC fighters making their career?
Yeah. And I said it on the podcast. It's very taboo for people to talk about that. Mm-hmm. And I think it shouldn't be taboo because to learn financial literacy, you have to understand what people do with their money and what they do because he's 20. I think he said he was 22 when he came to that money. Mm-hmm. You get $14 million signing contract. Half of it's gone. You get 7.1 million, and it's like, what do you do? What if somebody dropped $7.1 million in your lap right now? What would you do with it? You'd be like, I don't know. You'd be like, I don't know, right? It's
Vegas, no.
Vegas, all the black and double this money, right? But I think it's cool to hear an athlete say that because he's not one of the other, numbers of the NFL that he went broke.
Yeah,
he's broke, but you see him. At the end of his career, he ain't even playing. He ain't even getting checks now. He just got himself a Nissan GTR. That's a 6-figure car, ladies and gentlemen. Then he's got himself a Cybertruck. That's a 6-figure car, ladies and gentlemen. His wife's got a Range Rover, and she's also got a car. Granted, I'm sure he has, a corporation. He's running everything and doing it correctly. But you don't see people making that type of purchases when they're not even active as an athlete.
Yeah.
Right? You see that. Just got that signing bonus. You get a car. You get a car. You get a house. And he did it the opposite. And it was a breath of fresh air to hear another athlete talk about what he did with his money and his signing bonus. And then what he did with his last check. Mm-hmm. For anybody out there who don't know what a 529 plan is, a 529 plan is a college plan that you could do for your children and how it works. I'm not going to break down how it works, but it's a great thing to do for the children because typically, let's say Tyron goes to college and he only uses $50,000 of the money. The other, whatever's left can go to the next child, then the next child, and then it could be used amongst not just college, it could be just education purposes whatsoever. Dorm room, all that stuff. So
party fun.
If you're going to a great college, frat house where they're going to have lots of parties, and go to that as well. But other than that, I think it was an amazing podcast to be able to have RG3. And I love how we get the opportunity to talk to somebody outside of mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
Because to hear him say, like, I don't want to just talk to football players. Same thing. I don't want to always talk to MMA guys, because I heard that story before, right? I always have to know where they started and where they came from and how they navigate their career. But to have a breath of fresh air to talk to RG3, somebody you watch play, you knew a lot of him. You knew about his ESPN days of him being a color analyst. And you're like, no, we need to talk to RG3.
Yeah, because I was curious too, because he loves MMA.
Yeah.
Did you know if he trains?
I don't think he does.
Okay, because he was calling out Bryce Mitchell. I'm like,
yeah. And he's very knowledgeable in the sport.
Yeah.
He was like, Alex Volkanovski fighting Ilia Topuria fighting Max Holloway. And then he was like, oh yeah, after we got off camera, he was like, yeah, the next big fight card is March 3rd. Alex Beheda versus Ankalaev. Like, he knows his shit, and it's dope. So I hope he stays in his space, because I think he has a great energy, great charisma, him and his wife. And I know he did Dustin. I know he did Justin Gaethje. So I love to see how far he dabbles into the mixed martial arts community.
Yeah, maybe we can do a mighty journey training him to fight Ocho Cinco or something like that.
I like that. I think we can make that happen.
Yeah.
I'll let him. And he's still so fast. So fast. When we played, I was like, fuck. I was like, but here's the thing that's scary. It's like, when I train, people are like, it's too different though. When you see him run, and obviously he's not in the NFL anymore, it's like, fuck, if you're that fast, maybe he still could be in the NFL, right? Because he's healthy now. He's still fast. He said 2 years ago he's running 4.5 and 40. I thought
he said 4.2.
I think he said 4.2.
Insane. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, fuck, man, I should ask him, would you still play if they allowed you to play?
Yeah.
He threw me off. He got me off fucking track because he started asking questions to me. It's my goddamn podcast. I want to know about you.
He turned the tables.
Yeah. Damn. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this episode of the MIGHTYcast and the Mighty Recap, please leave a like, subscribe. Also, hit the bell to go live, and let me know down in the comment section below what you guys thought was the best part of the podcast. Was it him talking about what he did with his money, or was it he talking about when he met his wife? What was it? As always, I am your host, Demetrious Johnson, and this is my co-producer, Nick Pappas. I call him my Italian friend. He's not really Italian, but he has hair like he's an Italian. He's a co-producer. This man is also behind the camera. And please leave a like, subscribe, and we will see you guys at the next episode of the MIGHTYcast.
When? What'd I do?
No. I'm just, it's funny because, the fight just got announced, and my producer's like, oh, we got to get him back on. They just announced this fight. And I was like, son of a knew the whole time. He's just playing for a fool.
I kid you not. I spoke to Hannah 2 days ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to take too much of your time, brother. All right. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, Rob. Big fight just got announced. You're taking on Hamzat in Saudi Arabia. How did this fight come about? Right? I mean, I felt like it came out of nowhere. I think it's a great matchup. I love this fight. I think the winner of this probably fights for the belt next. I know, obviously, you have DDP who just won it. You have Sean Strickland, biting up the chirp. You have the storyline with DDP and Izzy. But there's also a storyline with DDP versus Rob. How you feeling about going into this fight?
Yeah, no, I'm really happy. You were just telling me that I held out on you seconds ago, and that's honestly, the fight came about in the last 2 days. I got a message from Hunter. Hey, this fight, what we're doing, you want it? And I was like, yeah, why not? Like 12 weeks away. That's plenty of time for a camp. I'm only about 5 weeks out from my last fight, so I haven't put on too much weight. Haven't really lost too much sharpness or anything like that. So I think just moving into a fight within the next 12 weeks is perfect for me, because I have always mentioned that I wanted to be more active. It's just, with the way things just played out, I just wasn't able to. But this is honestly, it's perfect for me to be able to get another one in. And then you put the fact that it's against Chimaev, who, he's got a lot of hype in himself, so going to bring a lot of eyes. He is, the boogeyman in the division at the moment. Nobody wants to fight him. No one wants to have a go with him. So I get to have that run at him, which will be fun. I think that they're the fights that excite me, because they're the tests. You know what I mean? yeah, they're the type of fights I get a lot of honor and pride out of. You know,
I think you hit it right on the dot. I felt your last fight against Paula kind of got you ready for this fight, because I can tell you right now, he's not going to bring that same heat that Costa brought. I can tell you that right now. I think athleticism wise, I think you probably beat one of the most athletic guys in that division when it comes to the physique and the speed and just the back and forth battle. I think with Khamzat, says he has that boogeyman status of him, but I think it's because no one wants to fight him. No one wants to take him to war. Like Gilbert Burns took him to war. I think you will take him to war, but you have something that Gilbert doesn't, which is championship level mentality, and you've been there before. You fought 5 rounds, you pushed through 5 rounds, you battled through adversity through 5 rounds, and I think that's something that he hasn't done, and I believe the ace is in your cards, my friend.
Yeah, thank you. And I'd like to think so as well. I'd like to think that I'm going to go in there with a speed advantage and a striking advantage. I'm going in there thinking that I think one of his greatest strengths is the fact that he can force the wrestling on people, and I think it's going to be a little harder to force the wrestling on me just because of my distance, because of my control of spacing. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this fight. I think it's going to be a hard fight. I'm going to take that same mentality into this fight and look to take him to war and just earn this win. I'm going to earn this win, and this puts me in perfect direction for a title shot and condition for a title shot, which has always been the goal.
Gotcha. Now, you like this matchup better than Sean Strickland, correct? I think it's a harder fight than Sean Strickland because it's only one thing you have to worry about with Sean, which is the Philly shell style, the quick jabs, and that's about it. With Khamzat, it's more of, is he going to force the wrestling on you? Is he going to stand up and strike with you? I would say he's probably a little bit bigger than you height-wise, which I think his shot's going to be a lot harder to get underneath you, like elevation change to get underneath you. How are you liking? You like this fight better than the Strickland one?
Honestly, every fight brings their own challenges, and you would know, like, whenever you're preparing for a fight, the version of your opponent in your head's always way worse than the version you actually fight. Excluding Costa's last fight, because dude was way better than I thought he would be. Props to him,
like I said, like how we say earlier in the show, where like there was a switch that went off in your mind and your eyes. You can see it. You're like, all right, it's Bobby Knuckles time. You fucking stood your ground and you just went to war. And I think that same mentality is going to come out when you fight Khamzat. And I can't wait to see it. I'm super excited. I saw it. My producer saw it. He goes, dude, we got to get him back on. This is going to be a banger of a fight. Main event, Saudi Arabia. And we were just caught off guard, right? Because like you said, nobody really wants to fight this guy. But, Bobby Knuckles stepping up to the plate, going to take him out, baby.
Mate, and like that's one of the things. Like that's another alluring factor is about it. Because I was assumed they would have kept me for August for Australia. But mate, the fact that it come out, the fact that I get to be a part of history, because I think this is the first time it's been in Saudi Arabia. So I get to be a part of that. I get to headline that with Khamzat Chimaev. I get to have 5 rounds with him just to put in my work, and mate, I get another payday in the first 6 months of the year. So
you got them kids,
pay, man.
You got them kids.
Yeah, man.
COVID did you wrong. COVID, like I said, you were getting in.
Yeah. I'm gonna go buy some more TVs, dude.
Awesome. Michael, is there anything you want to add to it?
No, I guess the only thing I would add is when you look at Khamzat from the outside looking in, have you been pretty impressed with what you've seen him do in the fights that he has had in UFC? Even his last fight against Kamaru, which was technically his 185 debut, but of course it was against a 170. Have you been impressed with what you have seen from Khamzat?
I think impressed is the wrong word. I think he's a good fighter, and I think he's got a great headspace for the craft, and he knows what he does well, and he goes out there with undoubted confidence in what he can do. And I guess that makes a very dangerous recipe, but it's something that, like, if it gets shaken, then you don't know which way the cards are gonna fall, sort of thing. So I'm looking forward to testing that, to see how big
had to slide in your DMs my producer's like, man, I want Robert on the MIGHTYcast. I was like, okay. I sent you a message in DM, no response. I sent no response. I was like, you know what? It is what it is. Robert's busy. He's getting ready to fight Paulo Costa, which was an absolute amazing fight. We'll get to that later in the show, but I appreciate you coming on, man. And how's life? How's the wife? It's been a long time. Last time we've actually seen each other was New York. And I think that was like 2016, 17?
Yeah, that was like 5 years ago, dude. Hey, firstly, to my defense, I did get back to you on the DMs. Okay, it was just months later. I don't check them ever, just about. Okay, so it was just happenstance that I was scrolling through. I was like, oh, dude, he's messaging me. What's going on? And yeah, so I did respond at some point, but yeah, I'm terrible at those. Thanks for having me on. It has been a long time, man. Like literally, it's been like 5 years. And obviously with yourself, life has changed big time. With myself, life's changed big time. So yeah, man, life goes on.
Yeah, that's what's up. Well, like you said, you get back to me. Okay, man. So let's start from the beginning. Obviously, I feel when you fight, you have a certain style of going about your fights. You're light on your toes. You kind of take a karate stance, but you can do it all. You can strike, you can wrestle, you can fight in the clinch. What was the beginning of your infancy into martial arts? Like, did you wrestle? Was it karate? I'm going to go on a limb and say it was probably karate, but you got the nickname Bobby Knuckles. Like, where did it all start? I
guess it all started with karate, right? I did start in karate. That was my first discipline. My parents wanted me to do some martial arts just because that's what you do with your kids. And yeah, I just took to it. I don't know. I was one of those boys that I don't know. I feel like every other boy can relate. It's just like I liked fighting games. I liked fighting shows. I liked pretending I was fighting people outside, and I was just always drawn to combat, and I really liked martial arts and stuff like that. But the biggest thing with me with karate was that I just wasn't quick enough, because when I was a kid, there were no weight limits, and I was like a heavier set boy, not fat, but heavier set. Okay. And there were just like these thin, lithe, fast dudes that would piece me up in points and whatnot. So felt like I was always held back by that. And then eventually through doing karate, we moved house, and then it was harder to get to the karate. And so I changed to a local gym, which was Hapkido. The Hapkido school changed into MMA just when MMA was like still blowing up, like still really being introduced. So yeah, and the rest is history, really.
Damn. Yeah, I can tell, because like when obviously I broke it down both of your fights, the one you fight Jared Cannonier, and I was like, wow, Robert really takes his karate style, the way he goes about. He's light on his feet, hands are down, but there's a lot of guys who take the karate style, right? Where you're point fighting, but you actually cross the distance, as we call it on the Mighty channel, the void. Like you get in there and you're not scared to mix it up. But I was talking to my producer, I was like, I bet you his background is karate. I guarantee. So that was kind of the question. So you started in karate, Hapkido, and then when did you make that transition to mixed martial arts? Was it an MMA gym, or were you still doing the karate stuff, and then you're like, I'm gonna do an MMA fight?
Well, no. So I changed from karate to Hapkido, a Hapkido school. And the Hapkido school did Hapkido and jiu-jitsu. So that was kind of my first introduction into MMA, because if you know anything, if you've ever done Hapkido or know anything about it, like in my opinion, it's like one of the most traditional forms of mixed martial arts, like earliest forms of mixed martial arts, because you have so many different things in there that are from other styles. So you have the wrist locks, you have your striking, you have your kicks, you have your grappling and your holds and your locks. So that was kind of my first little taste. And then obviously with jiu-jitsu as well. And then the school that I was doing that at slowly transitioned into just full MMA, less Hapkido. And yeah, that was my introduction into mixed martial arts. And I did the usual thing where you start with pankration. Remember, if you ever heard of that?
Absolutely.
I competed in pankration a few times, loved it, but was held back by the no closed fist strikes to the face. So yeah, and then once I got of age, I just jumped straight into the octagon.
Now, I want to backtrack real quick. You said Aikido. I'm not very familiar with Aikido. So you're saying Aikido has grappling in it, or you're saying when you're at that school with Aikido, it had jiu-jitsu, so they kind of encompass both of them together, or does Aikido have grappling in it?
It's not quite as detailed as jiu-jitsu, so it's not like complete ground game, but it has locks and holds and submissions in it. So think of Steven Seagal, right? So I'm pretty sure what he does. I think what he does is Hapkido. I'm 99% sure he does Hapkido. So yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. And then so you did pancreation, and what age was this about? Because you said when you became an age, you jumped straight into the octagon. So when you say octagon, was that the UFC, or would you take your first MMA bout in mixed martial arts, but it wasn't the professional level? Like, what was that transition period? So you said when you became of age, what is the age limit in Australia to start doing it? Because I remember at one point when me and Joseph fought in Australia, like the cage was illegal there.
Yeah,
I believe. And then eventually it got they passed a law where you can do cage fights. You can fight in the ring there in mixed martial arts, but not in the cage, correct?
Yeah. Well, pancreation was all done in a ring, and it did take a while to get the cage like sanctioned here in New South Wales. I'm pretty sure, and I wanted to bring this up. That was in Sydney, right? When you fought Joseph?
Yep. Well, I fought Ian McCall, and he fought
Ian McCall.
Shatani. But yes, that was the first time in Sydney, Australia, that a cage was sanctioned in Australia.
Your Ian McCall fight, that was when he had the Uncle Creepy. Was his name? Uncle Creepy? Yeah, something like that. Yep. That was my first UFC fight I'd ever gone to. Like that was. Yeah.
Whoa, you gone to, or did you fight on that card? I don't think you fought on that card.
No. I wasn't in the UFC at that point yet.
How old were you when you were there?
I would have been maybe 19.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you're a young adult. Jesus Christ, man!
Like,
I'm old.
yes, but that was the first, like, seeing the lights, seeing the walkout, seeing all the crowd, because I was never really, I don't know. So with me in mixed martial arts, I never really watched a lot of it. Maybe it's because I never had pay-per-view, or I never had main event, never had paid TV. So I could never, it was never on free TV back in the day. So maybe that's why I didn't watch much of it. But I don't know, like I'd rather be outside playing, or I'd rather be in the gym doing it, sort of thing. Like that's just the sort of guy that I was. But being at that event, seeing the lights and stuff, I was like, man, I need this. Like I need this in my life, right? And I said that from the outside, because when you're actually doing the walk, it's a terrible feeling, right? But
right, you're like, I'm lifting all these weights, getting punched in the face. Dude. Goes, I wanted this in my life. What?
Yeah, man. Like when you're standing behind the curtain, like, every time I'm like, what am I doing? It's like, but I digress. So I started in pancreation, no, only rings, and that's because I was under the age of 18. So you're not allowed to compete in a cage here until you're 18. And then you would know as well, like when MMA was first starting out, there was no amateur scene. There just wasn't an amateur scene. And so I went, my first fight was straight professional. I just went straight in there. And, maybe you could say in a sense that it was kind of, was the amateur scene to the same level? Yeah. Because everyone's kind of in the same boat, right?
But exactly. Well, when you were saying that, I was thinking like, well, obviously in Australia, since the cage wasn't really sanctioned and you can't take an MMA fight until you're 18, obviously this is, years back, right? Like I believe that first fight in Australia was in 2012, I believe. So we're like, what? 2024, so that's like 12 years ago, my math's correctly? 12 years ago. So 12 years ago, I'm 37. So I'm like maybe minus 10, minus 2. So I'm like 25 years old. There is an amateur league here in Washington State, and you could be as young as 15, I believe, to fight in a sanctioned amateur fight in Washington State, as long as you have all your blood work and all that stuff done and your parents sign up the consent form. But I can only imagine, if you're 19, that was 12 years ago, who knows what the amateur scene was for you? It was probably, like you said, pancreation, especially since the cage wasn't really, sanctioned there. So I would say, yeah, your pancreation is probably your amateur, and then you went straight into the pros once the cage got sanctioned in Australia.
Yeah, well, I'll ask a question on that because I'm just curious of your opinion. What do you think of competing in MMA like before the age of 18? I understand that's not this podcast, and
no.
Let's chat, dude.
This is the podcast, my friend. We're just chatting, get to know one another. I mean, we've hung out before, like I said, 6 years ago, but we actually never had an opportunity to actually sit down and chat. And I didn't know you did karate. I assumed you did karate because your style, and then Aikido. Then I didn't know you were at my very first fight in Australia. That was your very first time into the UFC. So I'm learning new things. But for me, I feel I'm not the biggest fan of somebody taking an amateur fight, at least under 18. Like if my kids wanted to fight, I don't think I would have them do an amateur fight until they're 18 or 19. Reason why is, as you know, this sport it's unforgiving, right? In order to make it to a point where you're actually going to make some really, really good money, you got to put the work in. You got to become a world champion. You got to build your brand. You got to do X, Y, and Z. And I feel, there's other ways to get competition as an amateur, jiu-jitsu tournaments, wrestling tournaments, just get the grappling out of the way. Then when you turn 18, you can train, don't get me wrong, train on a summer during, high school. And then when you turn 18, then I was like, okay, start to spar a little bit more and then go take your first amateur fight. That's just for me. Like if I was to do it with my kids, that's the progression I would do it. And I don't see anything wrong with that. How do you feel about it? I
100% agree with you. I think, mate, you're kidding yourself if you think you can't get the same sort of competitive edge doing a wrestling comp, doing a jiu-jitsu comp, especially today, right? Sometimes I'm more nervous going to those. And sometimes the guys that I'm paired with, just like a nobody from the next suburb, he's out for blood. He knows exactly who I am. Because I'll bring it up. I saw you did your gi comp not too long ago. And dude, did you feel it like there are some guys that's like, you step on the mat, so you look across from you, and the guy's like, I'm going to make my name today, bro.
Dude, absolutely. Like, doing the IBJJF Worlds was probably the first time in a long time I got butterflies, and I was nervous. I was sweating. My coach was like, dude, you are nervous as shit right now. And I was like, I know. I'm excited. I feel that those butterflies that I used to get when I used to fight. And he goes, why? And I was like, because it's unpredictable. I don't know what's going to happen. I have 6 matches if I win, and it's 6 minutes long, and they're all bringing a different game to the table to when I fight in the cage and one championship. It's like, okay, you're fighting Adriano. You have 8 weeks to get ready for him. I'm like, okay, I'm going to sit there and watch tape, and I'm going to make sure I'm the best I can in 8 weeks. With this, it's like, all right, there's 31 motherfuckers in this bracket. Don't know who I'm going to fight. We're going to find out. And so you've been doing competitions then? You recently?
Yeah, no, not recently. Not for a few years now.
Okay.
I just found that it was hard to juggle camps, the weight, training with the competitions, because competitions, competitions bring a level of intensity to them, obviously, but I bring a level of intensity to them. So like more than anything else, like I'm not worried he's going to hurt me. I'm going to hurt myself, dude. You know what I mean?
Yep, absolutely.
Like, yeah. So it's just a bit sketchy, Unfortunately, only one of them puts food on the table.
Exactly, and that's obviously I'm sure there's going to go a point in time in your career where if you've been a champion, you have a brand. When you're ready to walk away from the sport, you're going to be able to do those competitions and be able to monetize it some way, whether it be sponsors, creating videos on it, content around it. You're going to be able to do it, right? Like, you're a very likable guy. You have a big following. I don't think you'll have a problem with that. Like, that's where I'm at now on my stage in my career. It's like, can I still fight? 1,000%, right? But that's dedicating, 8 to 12 weeks, getting ready for a fight, going through the press conference, going through the buildup, going through X, Y, and Z, taking the time away from my wife and kids. Or I can just do jiu-jitsu competition where I train 3 days a week, you know, maybe 5 hours a week, and I can go out there and get the same type of well, actually I get butterflies now when I do that, and opposed to when I do MMA fights, right? So you'll get there. You're still young. Like, how old are you right now, Rob?
33.
Yeah, you're still young. You got at least, 4 or 5 more years left in you, because your last fight when you fought Paula was probably the best version I've seen of you.
Really?
Like, I've seen your Izzy fights. I've seen your Jared Cannonier fights. I've seen a lot of your fights. And that one, there was a point in time in that fight, I was sitting there watching it, and I could see in your eyes, you're like, okay, it's fucking game time. Like, let's go. You're countering his jab. You're coming up with the shove uppercut, coming over with the pop 5-2. Like, you were engaged in that fight. You never checked out, right? A lot of people, when they meet another athlete that is super athletic and quick and fast, they're like, okay, I can't keep up with the speed. But you were like, nah, like, I'm here to fight. You brought the fight, and you were checked to fuck in, and I loved every bit of it.
Yeah, dude, I really appreciate you saying that, because, and I'm not surprised, but I am surprised to a certain degree, because nobody else talks about it, mate. That was the biggest thing I had worked on in the whole lead up in the prep, and then. And even in the way that I was conducting myself in the fight week and in the press conferences and in the interviews and everything, it was about the mentality behind everything. It was about that primalness. Like, I'm here for work. I'm here to do a job, to get it done and go home. And I'm super happy you noticed that, because that was the biggest key difference I could feel in that fight opposed to a lot of other fights, especially the fight prior, was just that, mate, I was checked in 100%. I had absolute iron resolve in that fight, that, like, I was going to leave there being carried. Like, that's the only way I was going to walk out of that. Like, and it's hard to say that, because everyone assumes that with fighters, that's kind of how it is and stuff like that. But anybody who's been in the game, especially yourself, for as long as we have, and have fought the fights that we have, like, it's easy to lose that. It's easy to just like, man, again, like, do I want to do this again? Right?
Mm-hmm.
I am thankful that you saw that. I think I could have finessed the fight a little better. I feel like that mentality kind of made me a little bullish. And but in saying that, that was probably the best I could have done at that time.
Yeah. No, like, I can tell, like, there's part, like, the beginning of the fight, it was okay, Whittaker getting his thing, and then there was, I don't know what it was. There was a key moment in the fight. You're like, boom, Whittaker is locked in, because Paulo Costa, he's a very tough guy, and he's very fast, very good kicks, very good combinations, and if you give him an inch, he's going to take a mile, right? Yeah, and for you were not backing down. You kept your stance. You kept on countering. And I was like, this is the best. I told my producer, I was like, this is the best version of Rob I've ever seen. And I noticed that. And you think it was you being locked in, focused on, I'm here to do a job. You think that was a key difference from that fight to the last fight?
Oh, definitely. So the fight prior to Costa with Drickers, the camp was really shaky. Like, I did 90% of the camp on, like, an assault bike, just because I was just struggling with injuries the entire time. And mate, if you want to fight, if you want to fight, you need to practice fighting and what that entails. Like, you can't jump, you can't train on an assault bike and expect to go in there and fight the best in the world.
No, you can't do it. You need, I think some people might, you can't spend 90% on an assault bike and then get in a cage and expect to beat anybody, right?
Otherwise, everyone would do it.
Exactly.
Exactly. You see every MMA gym like this.
Yeah, just come in, choose your bike, your color, whatever one you want, you decide. Yeah. Continue. You're on assault bike 90% of the camp. So you pretty much went through that camp injured to get ready for DDP.
There were a lot of obstacles and hurdles. And you know what? I'm not here to complain about it, because, like, every fighter has injuries in camps. Like, it's just is what it is. And if you have a camp without injuries, man, like God bless, because it's a good one, right? You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like I feel like those hurdles and obstacles, right, affected my mentality going into the fight. I don't know what it was. Could have been like burnout, because like the assault bike, no one likes the assault bike. And when you do heavy cardio sessions on them 5 days a week, like I just really started not enjoying myself. And mate, I don't know. I think it followed me into the octagon. I feel like just a lot of the processes in my head and just my mental state, my mentality for fighting just wasn't where it needed to be in that fight. And my body quit on me. Like I remember the feeling of my body, and I remember the feeling. It was disgusting. I never want to feel like that again. And so from that, it was just, the whole process was just about reinforcing my fight, bringing that dog back in, that dig attitude sort of. And I'm happy. It came out. It came out in that fight. It was like I had complete control over my mental state and my headspace in that fight. But I also do think, like, because I was like, gritting my teeth sort of thing so hard.
Yeah.
I was a little more bullish than I could have been. I feel like I have more finesse than that, right?
Yeah. Well, sometimes you got to have both, right? Some fights, the finesse will come out. Some fights are like, fuck it. It's let's go. It's a dog fight, right? You're going to sit there, bite down, earn your nickname, the Bobby Knuckles. And you're going to go out there and show out. So I loved it. I thought it was a great fight. Nickname, Bobby Knuckles. Where does that come from?
I got no idea, right? I think it was, I think
so someone's like, oh, Bobby Knuckles, that's your nickname. You're like, sounds good. We'll roll with it.
Well, that's the thing. Like I made up the Reaper, but Bobby Knuckles was like a crowd cultivated nickname, and it's just stuck. Like people love, I don't know, it's just stuck. And I never corrected them on it because I was like, oh, they'll burn themselves out. But nah, dude, like it took off, and I was like, well, I guess I'm going to make a shirt about it.
Yeah. Don't worry. I had the same thing when I first jumped in mixed martial arts. My nickname was Black Ice because I was so slick, and me being black, and I'll be, making people miss in the ring. And then I fought, and everybody was like, this guy looks like Mighty Mouse. I'm like, no, it's Black Ice, motherfuckers. Get it right. And then Mighty Mouse stuck, and then it just been here ever since then. So
it's like that.
Yeah. Okay. Now, big gamer, what are you playing nowadays?
Mate, I play a lot of games you probably never heard of.
Try me.
I play a ton of rogue-like indie games. So things like Caves of Cud, Rogue's Tale, those sort of games.
Okay.
Adam, Tales of Majayal, those sort of things. More mainstream games, I play, like obviously Elden Ring. I love FromSoft. So I've gone through the Dark Souls series. I jump back into 2 all the time.
Which one are you in right now? Have you beat all of them?
Yeah. No, I haven't finished 1. I got. What happened? I think I just got bored.
and so you played Dark Souls. You beat 2 and 3, and you haven't beat 1, right?
Yeah, I haven't finished 1. No.
Okay, and you beat Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3, correct?
Correct. And
then you beat Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Okay, so which was the first one you played into the Souls-like game?
3. And I'll tell you. I think it was a good entry because where games were graphically and stuff like that, it was, and just the mechanics as well as like the dodge rolling, like it felt less clunky than 2 with the attributes, and then definitely than 1. So I think if I would have started 2 or 1, I wouldn't have got into it as much. Oh, actually, I probably would have because I love those style of games. But
yeah,
I will say
you started with the very basic one, right? Like it's like playing Resident Evil 4 the very first time, and then it was like, okay, I'm gonna play Resident Evil 1. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
how am I supposed to aim? How am I supposed to shoot?
What's going on? Yeah. It's like, and you're 100% right. Like 3 is like the most user friendly of the games.
Yes.
You could say Elden Ring is the most user friendly now. Because
Elden Ring is like you get a fucking horse, you can teleport anywhere. I mean, Dark Souls 1, it's like I started here and I had to go there. All right, well, let's there's no map, there's no nothing.
Yep. Well, my favorite of the series is probably 2, just because of like how you can do anything, and you can hard lock yourself out of shit. Like it's like. But I love it. But I will say, Dark Souls 3, so my first entry into it was the first game to actually make me rage quit something. Like, now, when I say rage quit, I don't mean red face, throw my controller at something. It was like I reached a point where I actually got defeated and I said, I'm not playing this game anymore. And I put the controller down and left and come back to it probably about a year later. Like, and that was against and remember, I had never played any of these sort of games before, so I didn't really understand the mechanics or anything like that. Plus, I feel like as I aged, I grew into roguelikes. Like, I grew into that sort of masochism. How do you say the word? I grew into wanting like that pain, that grind, right?
Yes.
And the Nameless King was my cherry, right?
Yeah. Now you're saying the Nameless King as in the boss in Elden Ring, because I beat 1, 2, 3 Elden Ring, and I beat Bloodborne. And are you saying the Nameless King in Dark Souls 3 was a boss that just kept on killing you?
Yeah, he was.
Or is that the roguelike game?
No, he was smoking me, dude. Like the Nameless King.
Gotcha.
That cool looking dude who rides the dragon. And then you got to kill the dragon. He gets off the dragon, and he starts smoking you up.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, man. I love, like, it's funny you mentioned, like, you've grown accustomed to hard, like, games that are hard, that are challenging, right? Because if I remember correctly, roguelike games is like you start here, and then if you die, you start from the very beginning of the game, and then you have to go through it. And as you go, you actually level up, correct?
Well, no. So that's the difference between roguelite and roguelike. So roguelike is it's like, so today I only play games like hardcore. So it's like Diablo hardcore. Like
you die. Hardcore. It's it. You start over from the beginning.
Characters deleted. Like you're crying in the corner for a little bit. Like, Whereas games like Dark Souls, they have a progression. So it's like if you spend your souls, even if you die, you start back to the early bonfire, but you're better than you were.
Exactly.
So, but now today I can only play hardcore games. Like if I don't get that, you know what I'm talking about. When you're playing on a dude,
Absolutely.
You put 20 hours in and you're about to die and you feel your balls go up to your throat, dude. And like those cold sweats start pouring out of you. Oh man, nothing beats it.
Yep. That's a thing. It's funny because when I stream on Twitch, I'll play Escape from Tarkov. And, if you play that game, once you die, you lose all your gear. You lose your M4. You lose your Reaper. You lose everything. You start to build up that endorphin release where it's like you kill somebody else, they lose everything. Now, today I was playing Helldivers 2. I don't know if you heard of the game.
I have.
And I'm sitting here and I'm just like, oh, I'm killing the bugs. Yay.
Yeah,
I died. I get to come. I'm like, there's no repercussion for me dying.
Yeah, you just keep throwing yourself at it. Like, why not?
Exactly. So, like, I understand your pain. Like, when you play Diablo 4 or Diablo 2, the hardcore mode, it's like, all right, guys, babe, stay off the internet. Everybody's off the fucking Wi-Fi. I don't want no mistakes if I die. I want to be on me. I don't want, fucking the internet drop because, like, I totally feel you. So, are you looking forward to Elden Ring, the DLC, the Shadow of the Elder Tree?
Oh, massively. I am in love with Elden Ring. So do you play? So, firstly, jumping back on, you said that you played Escape from Tarkov. I tried getting into that, but I'm just terrible, dude. I feel like I'm an old man trying to play a new age game. I just can't. And I know exactly what you mean because I have killed some players, I think it's 2 in my history of the game. And the feeling I get knowing that I'm taking all his shit is like it's on my birthday, dude.
It's satisfying, isn't it?
When you kill someone and you're getting his gear, I'm like, mate, it's Christmas. Oh, this is the best feeling ever. I go to my wife, I'm like, Sophia, babe, come over, look at this. Like, it's a reason for celebration, but then within the same instance, I get taken out by some dude with just a pistol, and he's just jumping up or down. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. So I think when this game of Tarkov, the reason why the game is so hard is because there is no learning. It's a steep learning curve. But once you learn the maps, like, you have to learn the maps. That's the first advice I give you. Like reserve, customs, woods. Woods was the first map I learned on when I was playing by myself. But they expanded it so much that when I play woods, I don't even play woods because I don't know where I'm going. Then they add Streets of Tarkov. They add so many new maps. But once you learn the maps, then you understand which angle you're going to be better at. You understand the sounds. You understand what ammo pierces this armor. Like, it's a full-blown, like... But once you learn it, you'll never lose it, right? Like, if you have more hours in Tarkov than me and you understand customs and how to fight in the dorms, you're gonna beat me because you have more hours in it. But if you're just freshly playing the game, it's a very, very steep learning curve, but it's so satisfying because it's rewarding because you understand like the mechanics and how the map goes. So like I played it this wipe and next wipe we'll play together and I'll try to teach you the ropes. Like I'm not even that good. And like even the best players in the world, they get killed all the time. It's just a hardcore game. So
yeah, I'll take you up on that as well because that's the reason why I would like to play. Like I liked to play that game opposed from Warfare or opposed from Fortnite because like the dude on 2 bottles of Ritalin is going to come in jumping up and down 360 shooting everywhere and beat me, and I don't understand what's going on. Like watching him move, just the way he moves on the map is giving me anxiety, right? Okay. Whereas in Tarkov I feel like you can get rewarded by just playing slow and patient. So the best success I had was just camping in a dark spot. I know everyone's blaming me already in your comments. It's just like stupid camper, Rob's camper. But dude, what do you want from me? What do you want from me?
Yeah. I mean, in that game, it's like if you run into a guy who's running 7.62 BP ammo, then it's like, and you're running a 5.56, you have M8 5.55. Like you're not going to beat that unless you hit him in the head and you have a better position and angle. Then you'll beat him.
You don't want to fly fight with that guy.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, exactly. You want to try to be tactical about it. So, see, I knew I was going to enjoy this podcast because you're a gamer. So, we understand and we chat about this shit. I
found it funny. I found it funny when you were talking about before when you were like, everyone get off the internet because I remember when I was playing Diablo 3, I had my hardcore character and I was playing like everyone knows the further along you are in that game, the glassier your character becomes because it's all about speed of maps and like just speed of maps and doing DPS. So I remember I was on, it would have been a, what are they called? It's been a while. The hunter, the demon hunter. Yes. And I was just, it was one of those blink builds where I was just flashing around all over the screen. Like I didn't even know what I was doing. I couldn't even see anything, but I knew what I had to do. I had to click A, click this, click E, click this, click this. Like it was just like a chain effect. And then my kids got home, but I didn't notice them off straight away. And then they all turned on their Xbox and PlayStation. And if you got kids, dude, and you have like Game Pass, they're downloading a new game every hour of the day. So my FPS of my ping shot up to like 800 and I started seeing like Minecraft versions of my demon hunter going around the place. I was like, no. And I looked up and I see all my kids there like, Dad, I got a new game. And that was the last time I played Diablo 3.
Oh no, you're like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Rob. Rest in peace to Rob's demon hunter.
Everyone has like a death in hardcore via like internet. That's why I didn't get into the hardcore in 4 because it's a matter of time It's just a matter of time. The internet's going to drop out.
It's not if it's gonna. It's just when it's gonna happen, right? Man, I love that. I told my buddies, like, man, I'm gonna play Diablo 4 hardcore mode. Yep, that last I got to like level 15. I was playing by myself, and I got fucking wrecked in a dungeon. I'm like, I just couldn't move. And then this is right when Blizzard launched the game, and the game kept having crashes, the game crashed, and then I died, and I was like, well, there goes about 8 hours just sunken in. And yeah, that was fun. I guess we're gonna try it again. How does your wife feel about you playing video games?
Well, I've always done it. Like, it's just who I am. Like, it wasn't something like I hid from her when we started dating. And then I was like, hey, babe, by the way, it's, yeah, I've just always done it. And I think because we've been together for a long time now, it's like, as we, the longer we were together, the more she understood how fundamental it is to me, like how much of a core attribute it is for me.
Piece of it is for you.
Yeah, that's how I unwind. That's how I de-stress. This is my happy place. This is my 0-0. You know what I mean?
Yep, absolutely. It took my wife forever. She goes, why do you like games? I was like, it's a coping mechanism for me. It's how I get away. I'm not thinking about the bills. I'm not thinking about the fight. I'm not thinking about training. I am thinking about how the hell do I not die with this character and waste 25 hours of my life, right? Yeah. So that's what's up. It's always good to have a supportive wife.
Oh, yeah. And like, I think that's key for anything you do. You got to have a supportive family. You can't do anything. Like, we can't do anything as people, like, without having a strong support network around us. But I think another part is that I like the power creep without having to actually do anything. You know what I mean? You get it. Like, for us to make any sort of progression in our craft, we have to go in there and sweat and bleed for hours upon hours, of hundreds of hours. Like, it's a lot of work. Whereas, like, you can jump in and, like, you put a solid 8-hour grind session in, you see an exponential growth, and that makes me happy.
Yep, I agree. Hey, you know what? We're just simple guys. We like to play games, hardcore mode. Just give me the internet. Like, when I built this house, I have 2 studios. I have this one, and I have the gaming studio. And my gaming studio has Comcast Business, where it's like, nobody else is on that. I have 2 PCs that's on its own direct line. I was like, I don't want nobody. When I'm playing Escape for Tarkov, I don't want no lag or no lag spikes or anything like that. So I'm glad I met another fellow fighter who shares the same passion in gaming and, having the best internet quality possible.
I am a little jealous though, dude, because I'm in Australia. So no matter what I do, I've got like 30 ping. Like, no matter what.
There's no Comcast out there, or Cox, or what's out there in Australia?
Well, so two-part answer. So we have internet, but it's whenever we try to connect to a NA server or a US server from here, there's going to be a delay.
Oh, yeah.
But also, I live like rurally, so like country in Australia. So it's a little off the grid. So my internet is like a wireless NBN sort of setup, and it's not great for PvP games. Hey, did you ever get into Elden Ring PvP?
I didn't. That's the one thing I wish I would have, because Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, I was really big into PvP. I love going and like just in somebody's game and just fucking killing them.
Yeah,
but
dude.
Elden Ring, that was one I did not do.
Okay. Yeah, I got really into 2 PvP. Like with the cults and stuff like that, the covenants.
Oh shit,
the dueling rings. And I don't know, it's just fun, dude. Like, and people say, like, don't you hate it when people invade your world and like ruin your progress? And I was like, no, dude, that's the fun part. That's what makes me. That's what's part of the game. Yeah, that's what makes me excited, because when it says so and so is invading you. Like, you start shitting bricks, dude. like,
because you're looking for them. It's not like they drop right in front of you. It's like so and so has invaded your realm. It's like, where you at, motherfucker? Come out and find me. And then you never know if they're gonna like you sit there and wait. Because I remember, like, when I was playing Elden Ring, it was right before you fight the fire giant is when I had my first invasion. And then I'm sitting there waiting for somebody to come around the corner, because I don't want to fight a big boss. Because, for ladies and gentlemen, if you guys never play Elden Ring, basically you're sitting there in your world, you're fighting these monsters, and anybody can come invade you at any moment. And then when they invade you, they're on the bad guys team.
Yeah.
They're not, the monster immune. Doesn't acknowledge them, right? So you're fighting the monster and another person who's invaded your world. And so that always, like, I will sit there and watch them. And then once they start fighting like a big monster, I'll just pop up like, hey, motherfucker, what's going on? Slash, slash, slash. And they're like, great. Then he dies and I leave and I get my point. So I love that game. It's absolute masterpiece.
Well, I reckon get into the arena. Like it's fun. I find it really fun. And you understand Dark Souls like, what is it? Like BMing in Dark Souls, right? Like it's just like you beat someone and you saw he was a wizard and he was trying to kite you the entire match.
Yep.
Then you get in close and you smash him. You call him a nerd. You start teabagging on his head. You know what I mean? Like because it just something primal comes out of you because he was like throwing spells at you. And this is a game where you only fight with swords.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, oh look at fucking Gandalf the Great. Try to.
Yeah, dude.
Man, I think what makes it so, obviously you've been playing games your whole entire life for a very long time, and now, at the very beginning you'd have to go to your buddy's house to play games with them, or you have to hook up Xbox. But now to have the power just to turn it on, and you can fight people all around the world, and then you beat them, and when you beat them, there's a person on the other side of that screen sitting there pissed off as you teabag them. Yeah. There's not a better feeling out there.
No, again, it's Christmas. Like, I don't know. It's toxic, but I feel like it's not toxic in Dark Souls because it's kind of like what you see is what you get sort of thing. Everyone understands the level here. Like,
exactly.
In 5 minutes.
What you get into.
Yeah, in 5 minutes, you're going to be getting teabagged. Like, that's just how it is.
Yep. What goes around comes around, my friend. It's a vicious cycle, but it's a fun cycle.
Yes.
Very fun cycle.
Very.
Okay, let's get back on track. Okay, so injuries and all that aside, now I believe I'm assuming you're healthy right now, right? After the Paulo fight, you're healthy as we speak.
Yes, very much so. I'm back at training this week, so like I've been back in the gym, getting sweat going, and just obviously taking it slow. But you're taking
it slow. Like, after you get done with a big fight, how much time do you take off? Like for me, I'll take maybe, like I think between my Raw Tank fight and my second Adriano fight, I didn't spar. Until I signed on a dotted line. So what is your protocol? Like you just got done with Pola. You're already back to training. Are you sparring? Are you full,
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Well, generally like the sessions is very much easy goings into it. So like, whereas I'll normally do 2 sessions a day to 3, it'll just be 1 session a day and it'll be much easier. There'll definitely not be any sparring for a while just because like, I took heavy headshots in that fight. There's no need to take more right now. We got time. Yeah. So it'll be a lot of wrestling. Honestly, it's a lot of skill set building. So like we're trying new things where we can start to incorporate in new fights or things that we didn't have enough time last fight to work on. Because it's not, in our opinion anyway, it's not great to learn new skill sets in a camp because you're not going to develop the muscle memory necessary to do them in the fight. But now it's the perfect time to do it. We have time, so it's just getting back in the gym, being part of the team. I've got another guy fighting, I think 2 or 3 weeks, Jacob Malcoon. So I'm in the gym just as a body for him, just trying to help him out as he helped me out. And that's just it, just being part of the team, just trying to enjoy it. I'll throw the gi on for a little while and I'll be doing gi sessions. This is the time to do it.
Yep. I love that. Now you had a long career. Like, what do you do for recovery? Like, I didn't start taking my recovery serious until I was like maybe 34, 35. Like I was always old school, like just water, sleep, good sex, good alcohol. And that was it. Like now I'm like, I need my sauna session. I need my ice bath session. I need my sleep. I need my good food and some good loving. And I started doing that right when I started fighting Raw Tank. And then now I'm like, every week I at least do maybe 40 to maybe 50 minutes of sauna. And I try to do at least 15 minutes, maybe 10 to 15 minutes of ice cold therapy. Like what is your go-to when it comes to recovering?
Well, it's a lot of what you said the first time. I was like, oh no. But yeah, it's just every night I have a stretching program. I do a stretching program and then I make sure I sleep my 8 hours. I do cold showers a lot. That's about it, man. Like,
oh, good for you.
like
you talk to people nowadays like, oh man, I got my sauna, I got my hyperbaric chamber, I got my, I got my stretch, I got my suit. Like, well, when I talked to Dom was like, I get massage, twice a week. I'm stretching. He's saying he had a lot of stuff. Even Henry Cejudo, he's like, I got my hyperbaric chamber, got this. I'm like, oh, wow, okay. I've never done a hyperbaric chamber, and it's very rare, especially an athlete as high level as you who, dedicate to stretching, get your 8 hours, some good loving, good drinks, and that's about it. So more power to you. I mean, you're still young. You're 33 years old, and you've had a whole lifetime of fighting already with the Aikido and the karate and the pancreation. So good for you, man.
Don't get me wrong, though. There are days I wake up and I feel like I've been ran over. Like,
oh, of course. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you're in this sport, it's part of the game.
Yeah.
Like, even after I got done with like my last gi competition, I was like, oh my God. I was like, I just grappled for, 36 minutes and I feel like I just got in a world title fight. Like, I am absolutely spent and exhausted. And there's nothing you can do about it, right? It's just part of aging and part of competing.
Yeah. It's so. Yeah, that's all I do. Like, I've tried getting massage done, and I don't get me wrong. Like, when I feel like my neck's really tight for some reason, or I'm starting to get like those headaches in the back of your head because your neck's so tight, I'll go get a massage. But generally, nothing's really done as much for me as just stretching every single day. Like, to miss a day for me is bad because like I just feel so tight. And sleep, like the sleep's the big one. If I don't sleep enough, then I feel fragile.
How the hell you get that 8 hours of sleep with them babies running around?
Yeah, dude. It's tricky, but because my wife knows what I do and like I need my sleep, she exits stage left, and
gotcha.
when the baby's up waking up. Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. Like mine, it's like my daughter, she's like, let me get in that bed, dog. I'm like, great. She goes, Dad, you're being very rude. You need to share. Like, sharing is caring. I'm like, fine. Come in. And then I'll end up getting maybe 7.5 hours of sleep. Yeah. But man, when you get that 8.5, oh my God, I feel like a brand new man.
Dude, like crazy. You feel that half-hour difference. Like, it's crazy.
Absolutely.
It's crazy. If I get 7.5 and not 8, I'm a mess. Dude. And my kids know for whatever, I understand everyone says, oh, kids aren't going to want to sleep in your bed forever. They're going to be like, they're going to be at an age where they don't want to sleep with you anymore. And I think to myself, good. Like, I don't want to share a bed. I don't like sharing beds. I don't know what it is. I cannot sleep well when I have 3 bodies between me and my wife. It's like, I'm on the corner, like slithered like this.
Well, you know what? We have to cherish the time that when we do get our 8 hours of sleep and nobody interrupts us, you and your wife. And then, obviously every once in a while, one of the little gremlins will, slide in there and interrupt it, but it's only for a short amount of time, right? I mean, they're going to be little once.
Yeah. Well, and if you think I'm not going to be jumping in their bed when they're like 20, 30, got nothing coming, man.
Shit, I do it to Tyron all the time when he's late for school or his lemons go off. I get into bed. I'm like, hey, dog, hey, why don't you scoot over? But he goes, Dad, this is my bed. I was like, oh, now you know how it feels. Oh, that's funny. I said the same thing and you didn't give 2 shits.
Yeah, man.
How much weight do you cut?
In total?
Yeah, like what do you walk around at? Like on a good, like just now, like if you're not dieting, you get like what, maybe 190, 210, what is it?
98 kg in pounds. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I'm whiffing this.
That's okay.
Here we go. 216? About that?
You get up to 216 pounds?
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. That's what I usually walk around at. Like,
oh my God.
start
216 to 185.
Yeah, I usually start prep around that. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, I think that's pretty normal though. It'd be different for you because like the weight to water ratio is much different, but
yeah. Damn, 216. I mean, shit, even if you had, 10 pounds of water on you, you still got fucking, you're 216. You still got like, let's say you had 16 pounds of water on you, which is about a gallon of water is 8 pounds. So 2 gallons, you still have 185. So yeah, you have 210, that's 190. Yeah, you still have 15 pounds of muscle to lose or fat or whatever it may be. But I don't know. That just seems like a big ass number to me. But
it's fat, dude. I stop eating bloody Pringles and Cheetos for dinner, dude. Stop. Just cut out the ice cream so I'll lose fucking 10 pounds straight away.
Yeah. Oh man, that's big. So all right, Sean Strickland. I like that fight. Sean Strickland has an interesting way about going about his fights. That Philly shell style, straightforward, crossing the distance. I always find it if you don't give him the forward, if he cannot bully you, then he typically doesn't do well fighting backwards. But obviously, you've probably seen him fight forward. You studied him, and I think it's a great matchup for you because you're not scared to wrestle and obviously hold down, bite down, and turn into Bobby Knuckles like you did your last fight against Paulo Costa. So I like that.
Yeah. And much as you said, I think he's definitely worse going backwards. I think pacing yourself is super important against him because he's that sort of guy that whilst he won't be as offensively aggressive going backwards, he will bide his time. He's really good at that. And then if you slow down and you start giving him the space, he'll just take it to you. He'll bash you. Like you kind of need that forward pressure, or at least to meet him so that he can't start dictating the spacing. Because I think that's where his greatest weapons lies. He's like his 1-2, like and just how he creeps into that space for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Damn, man. Well, I'm trying to think if we covered everything. I mean, I feel like we did I think we talked about 30 minutes of fucking straight game.
Yeah, dude. 30 minutes of Elden Ring. Yeah. We need that sponsorship for the DLC, man.
Oh, I hear that. Dude, I have some connections at Bandai Namco, and I'll try to hook you up with the DLC because they're always looking for content creators, especially, athletes who love to play the game. And I know you've done a lot of stuff with, what's that? Bethesda?
Bethesda, yeah.
Bethesda, right?
No, Bethesda.
Yeah, you've done a lot of stuff with it. Yeah, you've done a lot of stuff with them. So I'm sure I can try to make a couple calls and see if I can get you that DLC.
That would be a dream.
I'm gonna do my best, my friend. Anything you want to tell the people, like where they can find you? Anything on the horizon? Obviously, you just got that in your camp. You just got that an amazing fight against Paulo Costa. This is the opportunity for you to tell people where they can find you and what you got coming up next.
Yeah, I guess you can find me on my socials as usual, Rob Whittaker MMA. I'd love to have you on MIGHTycast at some point. That's MMRcade on YouTube. I'd love to bring you in as a guest, our first guest ever, because we're just getting started, and I'd love to pick your brain about some things, especially because it's just so easy to chat with you because our passions kind of align a lot.
Absolutely. You just let me know, man. And I'm always the biggest thing I feel like in this sport that I've always made it a point to myself is I'm always on the athlete side. I always want to see the athlete win because, and what I mean by that, like at the end of the day, when Robert Whittaker walks away from mixed martial arts, I want him to show for it. And it broke my heart to hear about, I believe, what's the gentleman who just retired from mixed martial arts in the UFC? Was it Tyson Pedro. When he says, I'm gonna have to rob somebody. And I think this sport of mixed martial arts, as we were talking earlier in the podcast about like when is the perfect time to have the kids start doing amateur fights. Yeah. And I feel in order to make it in this sport, it's to make good money. You have to become a world champion or start monetize it either different ways. So for me, if I can help you build your brand in your podcast or help you align you with people that you see fit, that's going to put money in your pocket, I'm always going to do it. Right. And so anytime you need me on the podcast or any help tips or anything like that, you just reach out, man. And I'm always going to be here to help you. No,
I really appreciate that. I've always gotten that vibe from you as well, man, which is why I was so upset that I missed your message the first time. Like I didn't want to do you like that. I didn't want to come across like I'm just shunning you. So I know how it feels, dude. Like I just don't check my socials ever, really.
No,
so
I honestly, I didn't even take it that way. I was like, like I said, you're a busy man. You have 3 children. You're married. You got your game. You got your hardcore characters. You try to build your podcast up. So
I
trust
got
me,
5 children, dude.
You have 5 kids?
Yeah, man.
What are the ages?
So my oldest is turning 9 this year, and my youngest is
9
weeks old. Yeah.
Wow, you in the thick of things. My friend's at war right now.
Yeah, dude. COVID did me dirty, man. COVID did me dirty.
You're in the house just ain't got nothing better to do.
Just recovering for days, dude.
Oh God. Well, you know what? You're a blessed man. A lot of people. I always tell my wife that she'll come home I'll go to the gym. She'll go to the gym at 4 a.m. because we have 3. So she'll leave the house at 4:30 a.m. and then she'll come home. Then we'll help get the kids off to school. Then I go to the gym. And then we come home and, I've been fortunate to be successful in mixed martial arts and building different brands where we can have the time to relax and chill. And we look back like, hey, we're blessed. We can pick the kids up from school. So it's amazing that you've been able to provide this lifestyle for your children and your beautiful wife and your home right now. And so you have a 9-week-old baby. What's the next age after that?
What do you mean?
So your youngest 9 weeks. Next child, how old is he?
3, just turned 3.
3, okay, so turned 3. So he or she's still at home.
Yep.
Right? Or is she at daycare?
He's at daycare a few days a week, but just because
perfect.
He's a social kid. He likes playing with other kids, right? And
okay.
Then, my other 3 are at school, so kindergarten, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3.
Perfect. So you have been able to be fortunate enough to be successful in mixed martial arts so far where you could be home with your wife and be able to spend that time with them. So you're blessed.
Oh, definitely. And that's, that's why I understand how blessed I am and how fortunate I am. I'm around all the time. And then that was a big point for me not doing my camps overseas, not leaving, making it work here was because I didn't want to leave my kids. And Tyson Peter, who just retired, mentioned that in when he was talking, it's just he doesn't leaving his family for 8 weeks at a time for a camp, and see, that's where we differ. It's I refuse to do that. I'll make it work. I won't do it because you do 3 or 4 of those, and most of the year's gone.
Oh yeah, and your kids are like, "Who the fuck are you? What's going on?" And,
who's the guy with the beard?
Yeah, it's funny to me because I've never understood that, right? And for me, I've always done all my camps like you, home, coming home after a hard day of training. Hey, Tyre needs this. Hey, Maverick needs this. Hey, I got to take him here, X, Y, and Z. Hey, I didn't get my full 8 hours sleep. I got 6 hours of sleep or whatever. I've always been, first thing and foremost, a husband and a father like you.
Yeah.
And then I'll tell you this right now. When you start to make that transition period away from the sport, away from the lights, it's going to be so much easier because you've always been involved in your children's life. Not saying other athletes haven't, but I think when they make that transition away from, could you imagine it's oh shit, I'm leaving the house, no responsibilities for 8 weeks. I'm just going to focus on me for 8 to 9 weeks.
Yep.
And then after those 9 weeks, you go off and you fight. You're underneath the lights. Everyone's like, "Oh, Robert,
yeah.
I want to have your children, Robert." And then you fight, and then you go back home. Then for another 8 to 9, 10 weeks, you're home.
Yeah.
You're doing dishes. You're doing laundry. You're doing all that stuff. And then you're like,
man,
"Man, I can't."
Fighters they struggle with who they are when they leave the sport. But
yes,
dude,
and I think
to Pedro's defense, though, there aren't the amount of bodies needed here in Australia just yet. Opposed to the US,
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
Well, I can understand
it broke my heart when he says, yeah. And I mean, Martin Nguyen, he does that too. He's in I think he's in Australia as well. Yep. And he says, he told me, I was like, dude, what? I was like, dude, I told him, I was talking to him, I was like, dude, I guarantee if you do your camps at home, you will do just as good if you left to Florida. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah, because you're surrounded by your wife. You're surrounded by your children. You're surrounded by the loved ones. The reason why you're doing it for. When you go away for 8 weeks, and then let's say you lose, you get pissed off. You're like, oh, man. So I see both sides of it. But for me, I love just always being involved in a kid's life, the whole entire thing. And to bring this all back to context, it just broke my heart to see him say like, he's retiring for X, Y, and Z. He's broke and all that stuff. So I just think, in this sport of mixed martial arts, there will come a day where I think all athletes will bond together and look out for one another and make sure we all eat good besides just, the top 1 or top 0.05%. I have no idea. I haven't sat down and did all the math. So.
Yeah, no, I 100% feel you there, man. It is, the sport isn't easy. It's a cruel mistress, man.
Yeah. Yes. I just heard that fucking mistress thing. Like, mixed martial arts is a mistress. When you have her, like, you love it. But then the mistress, you get tired of her. Somebody just told me that, and I was like, ooh, I fucking love that. Do you know the term? Tell me the term.
It's a cruel mistress.
Yeah, why is it a cruel mistress?
Because like when it's good, it's good, but when it's bad, right? Like it's that's, I guess, to sum it up, like that's how it is, right? Like like when you're on top of the world, when you win, you're on top of the world. You're everybody's friend. You're in the limelight. Everyone loves you. Like you can do no wrong. When you go home, you can do no wrong. You're just, everything is better. But then when you lose, mate. Nobody knows
He's
you.
A mate.
Nobody knows
mate.
you. Like, like you get it. Like nobody knows you. Nobody wants to talk to you. When you go home, everything sucks. Like it's hard. It's really like, it is crazy the differences. And like I'm one who tries to keep things level. So I don't go crazy when I win. I don't go crazy when I lose. But there's still a difference. You can do your best, and there's a massive difference. And the implications of winning and losing, just like, yeah, man, it's a cruel mistress.
Oh, you get half your fucking check. That's what happens. It's like, God damn it.
Yes.
Yeah. One day, don't worry. One day, I hopefully in our lifetime, well, not my lifetime, maybe in your lifetime, obviously with the, the class action lawsuit that's going to be happening in April, hopefully it'll change some things. There's another one going on, I was told too. So we'll see what happens. Maybe one day down the line, there'll be a union for the fighters, but that's a whole nother monster that we can talk about. Maybe on your podcast, we'll talk about that. How's that sound?
They're blurring lines. Blurring lines.
You're like, these motherfuckers still pay me. I can't talk about that. God damn it.
Let's steer back to Elden Ring.
Yeah. Well, shit, Rob, this has been an absolute treat, man. Ladies and gentlemen, please go give my man Rob a follow. And he's got a new podcast. What's the podcast called again?
MM Arcade.
MMA Arcade, is that what it's called?
It's MMA Arcade, right? So it's like...
Oh, okay. Love that. Check out that podcast. I hope to be the first guest, and I'm sure it's going to be an amazing podcast because Rob is an absolute class act of a gentleman. Absolute amazing athlete as well. Former world champion in the UFC middleweight. And his last fight, I'm sure you can still check it out. What was that? UFC 298, right?
I want to say 8.
Yeah, we just had 299. Yeah, UFC 298. We take down Paulo Costa. Bobby Knuckles bites on the mouthpiece, gets after it. So Rob, thank you so much for joining the MIGHTYcast. I am the host, Demetrious Johnson. The co-host, the producer, he's in Thailand looking for lady boys. If you guys like this podcast, make sure you like, subscribe, and also hit the bell when we go live. We are out. Chill. Well, damn. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we just got done talking to Rob Whittaker, Bobby Knuckles. I mean, what an absolute amazing athlete, guy, gamer. I mean, I think, honestly, my favorite part of the interview, Michael, was probably him talking about video games. Because you can, vibe out with somebody who's played the same games, who's shared the same type of interest of killing somebody and taking all their stuff and ruining their day. I know you're not really big into games, like the first-person shooters and the story mode games and all that stuff, but it's a breath of fresh air to talk to an athlete who loves to game.
No, and I was gonna say I don't did not know anything about any of the video games you were talking about, but it was probably my favorite part of the interview too. Just here, I texted our good friend Nick, who helps us edit these shows, and I was like, dude, I love just hearing these two warriors just geeking out about video games. There was something just so great about hearing both you guys just talking about video games, and also it made me realize what makes you guys like playing video games so much, that Whitaker's like, this is the only way that I could kind of, I think you were the one who also said it, of just zoning out and kind of being away from the kids, and you're not thinking about fighting or anything else because you're just thinking about like, I need to beat this other guy online, or I need to beat this boss or whatever it is. So I thought it was actually pretty fascinating of like, oh, this makes sense. Now I get a little bit more of why, Demetrious likes playing video games so much.
Oh yeah, it's a way, like we both said, it's a way of an escape from the bills, the problem, I could say problems, the fights, the children, the wife. Not that we don't love our children or our wife, but it's kind of like my time. Like if I have free time to do whatever I want to play video games. Let's transition into that fight with him and Costa was absolutely amazing. Like you could see something different in his eyes when that fight was going down. And he stood there in the middle of the cage, wasn't giving an inch, did a good job of countering him with the uppercut, uppercut, and overhand right after Paula's jab. And I think that fight, you see all these guys, Rob hasn't had an easy fight. Like he's fought the best of the division. He's fought Izzy, he's fought DDP, he's fought Jared Cannonier, he fought Paulo Costa, and now he is about to fight Khamzat. And I think this is the perfect story for him. If he gets past Khamzat and he gets to fight for the belt again, I think it's a perfect story about a challenger, a former champion, falling down the ladder and climbing his way back up.
Yeah, and it really shows the type of guy Rob is. I usually wouldn't want to break the fourth wall like this as a producer, but we did the interview, a couple weeks ago. Really good interview. We're getting ready to post it, and then as you're flying from Arizona back to Seattle, we just see the news of breaking news, the classic Dana White breaking news, which is like, what the hell? How is this Saudi Arabia main event, Khamzat versus Whitaker? I couldn't believe it because we had just talked to Whitaker and he was seeming pretty confident in that Sean Strickland matchup. So it shows the type of guy Whitaker is, that we were able to get him on the next day so he could help out our interview and have him talking about Khamzat, because everyone's going to click in there and be like, does he talk about Khamzat? And then if he doesn't, they'll know that we ended up talking to him before the breaking news. So no, it shows the type of guy he is, and it also just accepting a fight like that shows how much of a badass he is, because nothing against Strickland, but I think it would have been a matchup that would have been a little bit of an easier route to take. Going against a Khamzat, it's a little bit more of the unknown. You're going against a really elite wrestler, bare minimum, but a guy who also has shown a little bit on the feet too. So personally, this matchup might be the most excited I am for any matchup that's coming up. You could even include 300, anything like that. Like, I'm just so interested to see Khamzat finally have a real test, and doing it in Saudi Arabia, first fight night, ABC. Like, fuck, I'm excited for that fight.
And it's free. I think the biggest thing too with that, the middleweight, it's the middleweight division is in a very interesting place. At one point in time, it was just Izzy's division, right? And some might believe it's still Izzy's division, but you see Izzy has a storyline with DDP. Izzy also has a storyline with Robert Whitaker. Nobody wants to fight Khamzat, and then out of nowhere, you have Whitaker versus Khamzat. And if Whitaker beats Khamzat, what does that do to Khamzat? And then who does Whitaker fight next? Does he get a title shot? Did they promise him a title shot? But like you said, he has that mindset where he's like, I want to take it to, the boogeyman in the division. And I think it's a great matchup.
No, I will say Dana did already say the winner's getting the next title shot. So
boom. There you go. But we already talked about this. I mean, Max Holloway already talked about this. You know how this goes. I don't want to age this, but it's good to know that he's going to get a title shot. So it's kind of twisting. So maybe they do a rematch with Izzy versus Sean Strickland, right? So I think as of like looking forward to like the upcoming matches, we have UFC 300. We have, Alex versus Jamal Hill.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw, but it was fucking hilarious that Strickland took to Twitter and he's just like, I'm the only fighter that wouldn't have gotten an immediate rematch after that. And he's like,
yeah.
He's all, but no, that's great. That's great fantasy booking, DJ. Though I would love to see Izzy. I didn't think about that, but Izzy versus Strickland non-title. I think that's brilliant. I'd love to see that.
I think it's a great matchup. Then the winner of that can fight the winner of DDP versus Rob.
Yeah.
Right?
You're like DDP versus Rob. We're already skipping to Rob.
Yeah, we're already skipping Hamzat. Or the winner of Hamzat versus Rob can fight DDP. Then the winner of DDP versus the winner of that can fight the winner of Sean Strickland versus Israel Adesanya. Because there's storylines all across the board. Right, you look at Jamal Hill versus Alex. There's a storyline, but there's nothing. If Alex beats Jamal Hill, who is Alex going to fight next? He's literally beat the number one contender. I don't know who else he would fight. You look at Max versus Justin Gaethje. There's no storyline after that. Whoever wins, whoever wins that fight, they can still go back in their division and still do their own thing. And then the Cody Garbrandt versus Figueiredo, that's a great matchup. I mean, there's great matchups, but I think this matchup, Whitaker versus Hamzat, has more of a storyline of like a game. Right? It's like, oh, Bob Whitaker takes on the boogeyman. If he beats the boogeyman, he gets to go to the castle and fight for the gold. Or does he lose and go back? You know what I mean? I think
it answers both the biggest question marks for both guys, which for Whitaker is always okay. The guy he's not healthy. He doesn't fight consistently enough. So now no one could say that. He beats Paulo Costa at UFC 298, turns around quickly. He's going June 22nd against Hamzat. So it answers that question. And then for Hamzat, the biggest question is, okay, is he a legitimate 185 if he fought Kamaru Usman on how many days notice? And
2 days notice, I think.
And he was not looking good towards the end of that fight. Like, Kamaru was really turning it up, and Kamaru's, as great as he is, he's not a 185. He's 170. Yeah, so
he's 170, and I'll say it right here. I don't think Kamaru Usman is as dynamic as Robert Whitaker. I mean, Robert Whitaker kicks, he throws high kick, he throws same side. Kamaru Usman has a way of winning his fights, which is more of a pressure. I mean, he knocked out Jorge Masvidal, but he's not very dynamic. I don't think he's as dynamic as Rob Whitaker, and I think you're going to see the difference between Rob facing Hamzat to where is difference between Usman versus Hamzat.
Yeah, and I guess that leaves us to what we'll of course do a final prediction breakdown once it gets closer to the fight. But if you had to say right now, Hamzat versus Robert Whitaker, like who are you giving the edge in that fight?
I'm giving the edge to Rob. Rob has been more active. Rob has been at the top. He's been a champion. He's been in 5-round fights, and he doesn't shy away from adversity. And like I said, you saw that when he fought Paulo Costa. Like, you can see in his eyes that he was like, okay, it's a fight. Like, he is not scared. He earned that nickname Bobby Knuckles for a reason, and we saw it when he fought Costa. And I love him going into this fight. Like he said, he already knows what Hamzat does very well, and Hamzat will never go away from that. And I think him having that mindset that he knows what he does well is going to be very well for him.
No, and that was telling for me when the only question I asked, I'm like, yeah, are you impressed with him at all? And there was not an ounce of him being like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, he was like,
in the most respectful way that Robert Whitaker could say, was just like, no, not really.
He was like, he's very good at one thing and he doesn't shy away from it.
Yeah, so that tells me right there, like, he probably looks at the footage, sees the fights, and he thinks like, yeah, I mean, this is a match. And people have talked, this isn't a secret, people have said this is the fight they want to see is the true test for Hamzat. So I'm just excited to see this instead of, I don't know, just Hamzat's been so shrouded in mystery and he's just very, very rarely fights. So it was refreshing to see the right opponent, the right date. We're not looking at something months and months from now. It's coming up pretty soon. So I was very surprised to see that. The only negative was that I was like, fuck, we gotta call Rob now and make this interview a little bit more relevant. But that's the only thing.
Yeah, no, like I said, I like the matchup, and I think Rob's absolutely amazing interview to hear about his days in COVID, and then him, when he's getting ready to fight DDP, he was on the salt bike. that's one of the things I love about talking to these guys, just to know their journey in mixed martial arts, where they started, the karate background. His very first fight he's ever been to was my fight in Australia, when they actually made it legal for them to have MMA fights in a cage. Yeah, absolutely amazing interview. And now, thank you, Rob Whitaker. Now we're going to move on to Michael Wandover. Boxing it's a pro debut. Boxing debut. He won it. Actually, he lost, but hey, that's okay. He did very good stuff. So